All right. Anyway,
Look,
let's start.
Mundane, you and your hair.
Let's start. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for tonight's episode of Hippy Dippy Recruitment. Hippy Dippy Recruitment every Sunday, 6 p.m. EST. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon.
There's Maddie.
Hello. We're doing
Well,
audio on
hello.
Discord.
Ooh.
On Whereby, sorry. Whereby.
Oh, yes. Please get on Whereby.
So we're not doing Discord audio?
No,
Correct.
not today.
Okay. Sorry, I
that's
had
probably
an
on me.
eyeliner-related emergency, obviously. So, sorry again.
No.
Gonna be honest with you. We're all just extremely happy to see you.
Aw, I'm happy to see you.
More
All
women.
right. We're already late, so I'm sorry. We're going to speedrun a little bit. All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Hippy Dippy every Sunday, 6 p.m. EST. We're going to start with a little round of introduction. So, present yourself. Say people where they can find you. Tell people where they can find you. And, let's start straight up with Hans. How are you doing?
Wait, I thought we wanted to start off with the co-host.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Yeah, that way I can set the tone for the rest of the room. Welcome everyone to the Hippy Dippy Sunday Recruitment Show, where you fine people are vying for a spot on the Hippy Dippy Friday show, where Dylan Burns hosts the show that happens on Friday nights here in Twitch Politics. We all know it. We all fucking love it, right? That being said, I am Critically Thinking Veteran. You can find me at twitch.tv/critically thinking veteran, where me, right, and my wolf pack are sitting here usually just kind of chilling out, having fun, enjoying our time here in life. We're not sitting here trying to be too super serious. You know why? Because whenever we go on the hunt, right, and we go to start talking politics, it's evident that there is nobody that can actually defend themselves against us. So from there, it is just great to be here on this Sunday to be facilitating this wonderful meeting of all of the fine people that are here. Totally Mundane, I've met you before, but only briefly. Wordy, only briefly. OLake, haven't met you before at all. And Preacher, Maddie, North Countryman, and Hans, I know you all well. So I know that this is going to be a fun, meme conversation, and I'm looking forward to getting down here and having fun with all of you guys. Woo! Let's take it off from there. Totally Mundane. Let's go.
All right. Well, that's some heavy energy to follow up with, but I am Totally Mundane, otherwise known as Alex. I am a self-described neocon. You can find me at twitch.tv at Totally Mundane, or on Twitter with the same handle. Most of the time I'm playing video games and talking about why we aren't bombing enough countries. So, that's kind of the whole gist of it, and I'm excited to be here. It's going to be hype. You could also sometimes find me showing up on other streamers' panels, viciously drunk in the middle of the night and arguing with them, and then eventually passing out and then going to bed. So, hype.
Nice.
Pass it off to the next person.
Well, that totally explains the gamer mic. Preacher, right? Take it away.
True.
You're muted, Preacher.
Yeah, I'm a pro. Preacher570 here on Twitch. I do have Twitter and TikTok, but I use them pretty much just to bring people to Twitch. So this is the best place to find me. I am conservative. I hang out a little bit, and by a little bit, I mean a lot, in the Infinity Acre Woods Discord. I do my In My Humble Opinion show out of there on my Preacher570 channel. Looking forward to it.
Outstanding. And the Infinity Acre Woods is the Discord that I actually facilitate. So I appreciate Preacher. Have no problem setting him up there, getting him started. Maddie, take it away.
Hi, I'm Maddie, also known as Maddycakes _ on Twitch. You can also find me on Twitter as Madsmaru, spelled MADSMARU. My personal politics, I guess the thing that most closely aligns with my personal politics is being a social democrat. And I am extremely sympathetic to socialism. However, as an honest to God and real life political strategist, I know that those, labels and leanings don't really mean a whole lot in the real world. So what I push for policy-wise is things that are pragmatic and centered in egalitarianism which centers harm reduction. So that is what I advocate for. And if that helps you sort of understand the frame through which I will make my arguments today, then there you go.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Wordy, how are you going to lead that up?
Yeah, I mean, she's the pragmatic progressive, and I'm the pragmatic anarchist. I'm getting involved in my DSA community in Northwest Arkansas. I am trying to do as much I can on that aspect. We're dealing with a really shitty quorum court, like council. And yeah, I'm an anarcho-communist. I basically want to maximize freedom. I want to try to reduce harm as much as I can. I may never achieve anarchism, and I'm fine with that. But at the end of the day, as long as you can efficiently examine how power exists and kind of deconstructing it, I'm fine with that. And I'm willing to do a lot of things to kind of improve people's lives.
And where can the folks at home find you?
Wordy Talks on Twitch TV, Twitter, and basically, yeah, you'll see me with like long blonde hair and a fucking Hawaiian t-shirt, you know?
Outstanding. North Countryman coming in hot because he's a fucking teacher, right? This fucking guy, I don't know what the fuck he's always thinking. He's got the coins in the background. He's acting like he's going to teach somebody something. North Countryman,
professor, sir.
Professor. North Countryman, let's go.
I was an adjunct. Let's not polish it up that much. The coins are just there because I had it and it was cheap and didn't require effort. Otherwise, it would just be another American flag.
Oh, I got
you.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm North Countryman. You can find me on twitch.tv/North Countryman. It's with a 0 in the O just because North was taken. Like half the panel here today, I've also been drinking. So this will be fun.
Woohoo!
But tonight I have 2 goals. One is to show that I am the undisputed king of neoconservatives on Twitch. And 2, there has been injustice a while ago. Someone tried to erroneously claim the title of stupid hat ruler of Twitch. No.
Okay.
I see that, and I raise you a dumbass stovepipe. And it can get dumber than this.
Nice. So I like the fact that you called yourself the king of neoconservatives. That only bedrocks my fucking title as emperor of conservatives, right? So I love that, right? OLake, right? Take us away. Let's get to know who the hell you are.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll start with correcting the name, of course. It's actually OLake, indeed.
OLake.
But yeah, so I am on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, same name, OLake TV. And I am a Dem sock, if people want to put it down that pipeline. And generally, I talk about a lot of leftist stuff, and I tend to have a pretty pragmatic view of things. I kind of felt like one of the big things that got me started was providing, and I hate to do the id poll thing, but another POC voice in the space that I think doesn't have a lot of that sort of thing. But by and large, I found that, it's fun. It's really fun to do this, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys. I would say that being the emperor of neocons or the kings or whatever is like being a big pile of garbage. So, it's all good, right? Starting it off hot.
Shots fired.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
All right, let's go.
So, look, that went down about as smooth as Lando Lake's butter. You know what I'm saying? So, look, let's throw it over now to Hans, right? He's got the best ass on Twitch, right? I mean, let's be honest. We see this guy sitting there doing deadlifts all the time on Twitter. He's posting up the videos. You know he wants everybody to look at his ass. He could probably squeeze a beer can with that motherfucker. Let's be honest, right? So HanzOfHarkir joining us here today on the Hippy Dippy Sunday Recruitment Show. Obviously, he's vying for a spot for the title. Hans, what's on your mind?
I thought I've already been recruited, but I'm really happy to be here. Good to see CTV. Good to see everybody. I'm also just enjoying my Sunday. Like CTV says, I'm jacked. I crushed some squats today, feeling really good. Came home, poured a couple drinks, had some protein shakes, a little bit of protein bars. I am your favorite, biggest, beefiest social democrat / market socialist. Sock dem in the streets, market socialist in the sheets. I'm here to argue for good things and against bad things from a pragmatic left perspective. And if you don't know me at this point, what are you doing? I'm just the best. So yeah, thank you all so much. And also, yeah, I'm gonna probably get pretty sloppy and pretty silly because I'm getting fucked up today. So yeah.
Well, I hope you get. I hope you get
drinking.
I hope you get a lot more. Yeah, you should
I'm
definitely.
gonna get a beer. I'll be right back.
Absolutely. I just
Yeah.
came back with a
Yeah.
full margarita, so I'm ready for it. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
only drinking
yeah.
water, so I'm the only sober motherfucker here.
Yeah,
No,
get
I'm
a
drinking
beer. And
Imagine
Hans,
being sober.
Hans, I don't know about that
Typical
whole
anarcho-communist.
Marxist socialist in the sheets, because I'm going to be honest, calling for government control in that area only proves that you can't handle your individualist responsibilities. And with that, we're going to throw it back up to our host, Mr. Geek.
All
That's
right.
your
Marxist
panel,
socialist,
sir.
Not Marxist.
That's your
Not Marxist.
Ah,
I'm a
shut
Marxist
up!
socialist.
Shut up! We're
They're
throwing it to
different
Geek.
things.
Shut up! Throw it to the Geek. We're throwing it to the host. Right?
The
Everybody
moderation
shut
on
up.
whereby is going to be amazing. So
There you
tonight
go,
is
Mr.
going to be
Geek.
hyped. Real quick.
This is your panel. Go ahead.
Hell yeah. All right. Real quick, I just wanted to give a shout out to a big shout out to Hans, who just started his panel. How did it went? And tell us more about it.
It went great. Like I said, new, fresh faces, new faces. Was really, really good. Happy to hopefully get them. You should definitely check it out, and then hopefully invite them on here because I think all the guys on there, two of them, both North Countrymen and not sorry, Wordy. I forget like specific pronouns, but Wordy and North Countrymen.
You just call me bitch. It's okay.
Okay, bitch. So this bitch and North Countrymen were excellent on my panel, and now they're here because they're also excellent. So hopefully, more people get more voices, and yeah. So absolutely. I really enjoyed it, and hopefully, and I'm definitely gonna make it a thing, and hopefully, we can keep coordinating to make sure that we don't overlap CTV. I'm ready. I'm excited. This is gonna be good. So yeah.
Hell yeah. So go drop a follow to Hans because it's always good to platform new faces. It's hard to make it in this field. So yeah. Big shout out to everyone who's helping in any way to make this happen. So yeah. Speaking of, big shout out to Danabo too, who got in touch with all of you and who made this panel happen. So yeah, go support him as well. Twitch.tv/Danabo, ShieldShockCBD.com.
Go follow Danabo now.
Exactly.
Good
And
singer,
with
too.
that,
He's a great singer.
we're going to go right into the first
Everybody
topic.
got scared. They're like, "What the fuck was that?"
It was
Uh,
startling, okay?
I'm completely
All right.
calm. All right. I didn't move an inch. Like I literally just sat there. I was like, oh no, he's already screaming. Like I haven't even started talking yet. Like,
I pooped a little.
I was like,
Oh, before I forgot, the rules. I almost forgot. So real quick, because I think everyone, almost everyone at this point is familiar. Same rule as Hippy. With a few changes. We're gonna have one fun topic to begin with, one serious topic, and one palate cleanser, like at the end. And yeah, so for the main topic, basically introduction, freeform where you can engage, closing statement. Don't interrupt during intro and closing. If you want to speak and you see that other people are like already speaking and everything, you can raise your hand. I will try to give you the mic. Reserve that as a last resort, basically. Still try to jump in. And yeah,
Can
nothing
we mute each
TOS.
other?
No.
Oh.
And yeah, with that, yeah, I think we can go into the first topic, which is a fun one. We're going to do really short, like opening statement on this one. So, what do you want to be when you grow up? All right. And with that, we're going to start with Maddie.
Okay. So when I grow up, and I recently found this like time capsule thing that I filled out when I was like 10 years old. And one of the questions was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I'm like, when I grow up, I will be 36 years old. I'm not 36 yet. So technically, by my own definition, I'm not grown up yet. So this question hits. I would love to be, if I like had all the money in the world, I could be whatever I wanted. I think I would just be like an absurd artist. I would be an artist that has one of those gigantic studios in an old warehouse where we do all this like conceptual shit. If you've seen The Big Lebowski, where the female character comes in like hanging from the ceiling and like is painting, that is sort of the ethos I envision for my artist loft. And I think we'd raise money for charitable for charitable endeavors. I think we create art that makes people think, even if what they're thinking is what, because there's value in that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be when I grow up, is an eccentric, mysterious artist with a gigantic loft and a dog.
All right. I'm going to throw it to OLake, and sorry for butchering your name the first time.
No worries. Probably for me, I don't know. As a young kid, growing up, obviously a little poor, I had all of the dreams and aspirations of a future beat out of me to become just another cog in the machine of working. So probably if it were up to me, and I really thought about this a lot, maybe I'd be like a VR designer. I think that's a new world to go into. So it'd be really cool to make some VR worlds or something. I have a software background. It feels like something that would be potentially interesting. It would be good to do something that is meaningful in life. I do find that there is always this divide I've had in life in terms of I don't want to just do something where maybe my words or the things that I make or the products I have worked on essentially just go into the ether and I never remembered. So I think it would be nice to do something where it meaningfully impacts people. And I think potentially being somebody that's on the cutting edge of VR would be that would help do that.
As a big fan of VR based. All right, I'm going to throw it to Wordy.
First, the meme is when I was a young boy, my father took me into the city. That's the meme. But I've always loved.
Today, Black Beret.
Yeah, I've always loved.
No, marching band. Marching band.
Yeah.
Fuck, I know, I
Yes.
fucked it up.
Yeah,
I
you
fucked-
fucked it
I-
up. Good job. It's called My Black Parade, Not Chemical Romance. Anyways, basically the meme goes is, or for me, I've always loved stories. Like from a young age, I just love reading and writing, and I literally, if I could sometimes have the option, just slip into books and never come out. But I ultimately, just want people to enjoy the world, the stories around them, and just be able to like write all the time. So if I really if I didn't have to worry about the whole politics, if everything was like better in the world, I would make more books in the world and have people abilities to like do more stuff, like more D&D, more RPGs, more books, and like all these different things. Like that's just like really where my heart has always been. It's about in like stories, because we build our entire world around stories. So that's where I would put my focus more than anything.
All right. I'm going to throw it to Hans.
Yeah. As like a young person who's recently gotten to the workforce and who's like very, very happy with the work that I do and the job and the career that I've like planned for myself, I don't really talk about it because I don't like doxing myself, anything like that. But long term, in terms of like goals and aspirations, I want to be a competitively a ranked powerlifter. I want to get my master's in international economics and politics. I want to be a professor at some point and do some teaching. I want to be able to stream full time at some point in the future, and I want to get involved in public policy at the executive level, most likely as a member of one of the alphabet soup agencies. I would full life goal aspiration. I would love to be the head of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Those are like my legitimate goals. And memes aside, I want to be fucking All Might for My Hero Academia. Yeah.
All right.
A man after my own heart, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Oh my goodness.
Indeed.
Oh.
Go beyond.
All right. I'm going to throw it to TotallyMundane.
I have 2 words for what I want to be when I grow up. John Bolton. That's it. Only one person is gonna get that, and I see him having a reaction right now. Yep. Yes.
I know who he is. I know who he is. And
Love
like,
him.
I just
Love him. He's my favorite. I love the
I-
man to death. I want to rock a mustache like that, but I also want to finish my masters. So let's.
Could have slipped and said Michael Bolton.
Aim higher and love yourself.
Okay, I love myself, but John Bolton and a master's in international relations.
Okay.
That's all I need. I'm good.
That is the
Those
best.
are mutually exclusive, but
All right.
Is Michael Bolton who did like the collab with like Lonely Island, and he did the
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow shit?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and he
that-
has-
that-
he
that-
has-
that
he has,
music
like,
Keep
a-
it, keep it. Okay. We're still in opening. We're still in opening. Please
Romance novel.
keep it for the free form. I'm going to throw it to Preacher.
Since I just came from the baby shower for my first grandchild, you'd think I might have already grown up, but Absolutely not. Physically, I've grown up. Mentally, I'm still 15 to 18. Depends on the fart joke we're talking about. But honestly, when I grow up, I actually want to be a professional streamer, learn how to unmute myself in time, but also take it on the road and maybe do some real journalism, actually go to where stuff's happening, get both sides of the stories. Don't put my spin on it, but put both sides of the stories out there, letting people make their own decision rather than trying to guide anybody. I think I'd love to be able to just hop in a motorhome and just travel, whether it's protests or whatever's going on, and just really do true journalism and just put it out there for people to think about. But instead, I'm going to be stuck working, slave to labor. It sucks. Maybe I won't grow up then.
All right, I'm going to fade to North.
So a couple people. So fun fact: I've actually seen John Bolton in the wild. He was across the street from me going into like the American Enterprise
fucking
Institute.
mad about this. I'm very mad about this.
Oh, you'll be really mad about this. I saw him when I was getting my master's degree in international relations.
God damn it! Are you serious?
To be fair, he saw the mustache first.
You slightly more educated. You slightly more.
Yeah.
At John Hopkins? Wait, you slightly more educated? Fuck you for being more educated than me. Get the hell out of here.
I also have a master's in public administration from Syracuse.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to talk
I'm
sometime.
just,
All right.
I'm just bragging at this point.
No, we're gonna have to talk sometime.
No.
Real topic of the panel: how big exactly is North Countryman's education, and how big is something else that I can tell is fucking massive? Those fucking double master's degrees. God damn! Like I have huge arms. It's probably bigger than my arm. Like fucking king over here.
I am
King
going to
shit.
tell you though. I have those, and I've got like one viewer in chat. So just
Okay,
how's
wait, wait, it's always the smart. It's the people who know the most amount of shit that usually get the least amount of viewers, right? You see like all these like people with like either like no, like a sociology degree or just like barely any college education. They're like fucking making millions, and then you're like right here, like I got 2 master's degree and all this shit, and you're like I know
Facts
more
are
shit than you could
boring.
ever
All right.
know.
I'm sorry.
I want to
Facts
fade
are
back to
boring.
North. I want to
That
fade
is
back to North.
untrue. We have a hype.
Shut the
group
fuck
that-
up!
All right, everybody else, shut the
We have
fuck
a-
up. Geek is trying to throw it back to North Countryman because it was his turn during the intro fucking statements.
You're gonna have 1 hour to talk about this.
Turn.
I'll drop the mic. All right, that's not true.
Drop
More
that
education
motherfucker and
makes you
shut up.
Makes you a
Drunk.
better streamer.
Hey, you're drunk. Shut
and
up.
And
Drop
his
it.
name is Mike.
Drop it. Drop it, motherfucker.
All right, North, go ahead.
What I wanted to be when I grew up was at different points just one member of the Fellowship of the Ring. At one point, I wanted to be a gardener like Sam. I wanted to be a wizard like Gandalf. I wanted to be a ranger like Aragorn. I just wanted to be a guy with a sword and a shield, which technically I have both those things, like Boromir. I wanted to shoot a bow like Legolas. I have an axe like Gimli, but I never wanted to be Gimli because, dwarves suck.
Why is that? Because you think they're short and stubby?
Whoa! Their stats are awesome in D&D. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I
You
am
do
short.
not-
I'm going to tell you right now, it sucks in real life.
What are your stats?
I
though?
wouldn't know. I'm long and thick, so
This is going to be the next fun topic. But
I love Gimli.
CTV is a good
you can
halfling,
be-
you know.
If you can be that short and be that fucking deadly with an axe, like honestly, I stand that short king. Like Gimli's the fucking man.
Okay, but the problem comes is if you're going to be Gimli, you
Learning a
really,
lot-
really have
learning
to
a
have
lot
your
about
like
Maddie
your
right now.
homoerotic relationship with Legolas. All right, you got to have that big man, small man relationship going.
Have you seen
All
Orlando
right.
Bloom?
Feels
That's
like
not
a
an
lot-
issue.
Legolas feels like a lot. He feels like a little bit of high maintenance, and I feel like I already use enough conditioner on my hair. Like we don't have the budget to afford enough conditioner for both of us. Because listen, he's not getting that hair without moisturizing, and I'm sure he
hold
uses
on.
expensive shit. So I'm sorry, like our lifestyles just don't line up.
Are you
Yeah, but
telling
what do
me
you
you
think
do
about my
heroin?
hair? What do you think about do you
Wait,
think
wait.
I require the conditioner for my hair? Because
Wait.
If you
Legolas
grew
might
it
be
out
like,
longer, absolutely. But
oh, it's
I
coming
love
out
your
longer.
hair, CTV.
Wait,
I
it's
love
Maddie.
that
coming
little
out
wave
longer.
you have going on in the front. Like
This is
it's
natural.
just-
All I do is comb it back and it
Oh.
dries like
Maddie,
this.
do you
Just
have,
like
like-
this?
Okay, I guess the topic
Just
is...
wait till it's like down to here,
My
right?
nerd's coming out, so like Maddie,
Oh.
do you have like an Aragorn boyfriend? Is that what's happening? You're like Arwen, you're like got Aragorn with you because you're like already
I
like tall, you
fucking
got long
wish.
hair.
Oh my god, I stand like that. Aragorn is my desired aesthetic. I'll say that. Because like it's that kind of rugged. I like a little bit of stubble. Like my fiance when he doesn't have like because sometimes he can grow a beard like it's nothing, but I like when there's just like a little bit of stubble. It's just kind of rugged and Aragorn, yeah.
Oh man, I gotta say to your husband now, or your fiance, he's got to step it up. He's got to step up his game. Like Jesus Christ! If you are meeting the desired aesthetic, come on, like, hit it up.
Oh, he
Let's go.
absolutely is. It just depends on like the state of his facial hair at that like given moment. But I also leave it up to him if he wants to do a beard.
I wasn't lying about a sword. I have
So
shit.
so with that being said,
pulling
right,
it out.
the last guy to go for this topic, I'm assuming, right, is me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Outstanding. Outstanding. The last guy. What do I want to be when I grow up? Not that I'm sure that I have grown up, right? But you know what? Let's go all the way out. Because we all know that CTV loves to have fun, right? We know this about CTV, right? Everybody shaking their head, everybody understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth. Outstanding. Hans, I'm looking directly at you. I don't see any movement. Do you understand?
Oh.
CTV wants to have fun. Are you understanding? This kind of motion right here indicates that. I'm doing it for you.
What kind of physical affirmation do I need to provide for you?
This right here. You see this? It's called the up and down head nod. It lets me know that you understand.
All right. So
Yeah.
You can't do the up and down. It's just like full neck to head. Okay.
I mean, unless look, if you're look, here you go. Here's Hans. Here's another head movement you might.
I'm nodding CTV. I'm doing this for you.
Or you could just
I got you. So here might be another head movement that you're more familiar with. I'm not sure, but it kind of goes like this, right? Where you're.
Oh yeah, right.
You might be a little bit more with that. I don't know.
Dude,
maybe maybe there's more of a mouth movement like this.
No, you just go. I like to move it. I like to move it.
I thought he was impugning my sex. I am bi. Yeah, I've sucked a dick or two of my time.
Yeah, I mean, so maybe there's more of a I don't know, right? So like, look, here's the reality. This hair is only going to keep getting better, Maddie. It's just.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Listen, also one thing I've talked about a lot with my fiance. This happens like I guess it's kind of on topic because we're talking about like starting a family.
Except it's still intro statements, but I go ahead.
Well, yeah, but that's fine. I've talked about like he has hair, so his hair is about because like over the pandemic, like a lot of people, he just didn't cut it. And it has like the most perfect curls that come down at the bottom. And I'm like, our kid, if I have a daughter and she has those curls, she's going to be unstoppable. She's going to be unstoppable, like almost too powerful.
Wait, are you gonna tell me we have the next Brave movie? She's like coming out like, fuck the government, just blows it all down.
Yeah, so look,
with perfect hair.
She's the next Katniss.
I still don't know what CTV wants to be when he grows up.
That's true. We don't know what CTV wants to be when he grows up.
I'm interested to know this.
So look, when CTV
I'm waiting.
I've just been nodding.
You're doing very good at it too.
There's a nod. I love it. Look, when CTV grows up, he wants to be
Jay-Z playing in his earphones.
An adult film entertainer.
Oh
yeah. Because let's be real, right? If there's a face, if there's a physique in a Speedo, right, it doesn't just speak to like needing to be in that industry. I don't know what does.
Okay, you're talking about.
I don't know about you guys.
You kind of like dumped on counterpoints with being in a Speedo. I wanted to see the Speedo.
Counterpoints didn't want to be in a Speedo. He wanted to be in a like a PT short situation. And you know what? I was supposed to be over there yesterday for the Speedo stream, but my dog Mifa ended up at the fucking veterinarian with a $436 fucking bill.
Jesus.
Oh, poor baby.
Right? So
how's she doing now? How's she doing now?
Well, she's got an acute case of pancreatitis.
Oh, poor baby.
So she's having to deal with all that. She's in a little bit better spirits today, but yesterday she was pretty sickly. I'm not gonna lie. So we spent most of the day just kind of loving on her. So, but anyway, adult film entertainer for the memes. For the memes, y'all. Let's go.
I'm just gonna say
CTV.
that's a hard.
All right, you can engage.
I'm passing on that one.
I can see it if you shave your goatee and just leave that mustache. I see you rocking that industry.
I don't know. Look, you don't understand just how important the chin hair is to kind of.
Oh no, I do.
Get because you can be like right up on the top and then like have the whole chin hair going like
Look at the size of that chin. You think that chin hasn't made her happy?
Here's your porn series. It's called Better with a Veteran. Bettering with a Veteran.
Better with the veteran.
Well, now wait. One problem with the beard, when you have soup, like later in the day, there's still like the taste.
Who fucking cares about the soup here? Okay,
what
it's
are
all
we
about that.
talking
It's all about that beard. Game.
I think I see where North Country is going with this.
I'm not gonna say explicitly.
No, I agree with him.
Give soup.
Even as just a part of a goatee gang. Like if you get something caught in there, it's not fun. It's just kind of ass.
Wait, that's just
well, if
that's
it's
just
fancy, went too low.
leftovers. That's leftovers.
No, it's like unrefrigerated leftovers. It's awful.
That's why you
pretty
keep
much
plates
every
next to
single
the bed.
time.
Excuse you, have you never had like pizza like 24 hours later unrefrigerated?
Okay, well look, there's a very big difference between pizza and like having like French onion soup, right? Like 24 hours later unrefrigerated. That shit's gonna give you like cholera. Like you're gonna die. Like
Excuse you, I have the
That's
stomach
gross.
of steel. I eat all sorts of shit. What are you talking about?
Okay, well I have the stomach of a 6-year-old, so if I have like Tabasco sauce, I'm gonna die. So
How about 24 hours
It's
later,
typical
seafood
white people
biscuit in your
things.
chin hair?
I'm sorry, what now?
24 hours later, seafood biscuit in your chin hair.
Oh, seafood? No, dude, you're
Hell
gonna
yeah,
die.
hell
No,
yeah.
no,
Seafood in
you're
the
gonna
beard?
die.
Fuck
That's it.
yeah.
No, I'm sorry, that's the
Alright.
end of your life.
Give me the
It's-
shrimp. I want that shrimp.
What? That's wild. Like, look,
No, the best part is I
no.
can't grow a beard. I don't got facial hair.
No, look, I mean, like, I mean, like, this is the longest it's been in a while. But like, I've had shit trapped in this that I've been like, if I eat this, I'm gonna kill myself. Like, I'm actually in a video game. Like, it's gonna be bad. Like, it's not gonna be good. My stomach is going to be awful the next day. So
What
no.
you're telling me is you just need to eat progressively worse and worse shit. All right, we got to go to McDonald's first.
No,
then we
I'm
gotta
trying to
go
get
to
in shape. I'm
Cane's,
trying to lose
and then we
the
gotta go to
weight.
Slim's.
What do
We
you-
gotta
no,
we
no,
gotta
no,
eat
no,
fried
no, no.
mushrooms. We gotta eat
Fried
like
mushrooms?
Oh,
Are you
fried
trying to
mushrooms
kill
are
me?
good.
Oh my god.
I mean, I look like a
You guys
pregnant
with
woman,
your-
so
with
don't
your-
take
your-
food facts from me, but fried mushrooms
hey,
are good.
look,
you
we're
put
both
fried
young
I
here,
don't-
all right.
I
All we
don't-
have to
I'm
do
a
is
very
exercise
picky eater.
and we'll be fine.
I'm a very picky eater, so no.
Yeah, it's a
Fuck
weakness.
that fried mushroom shit.
It's called survival of the fittest, motherfucker. You gotta eat all sorts of shit.
I'm gonna die then. Okay, I'm gonna be done so. I'm not surviving the
Well,
fittest.
there
I've
goes-
got like an Iron Man stomach.
Ooh.
You'll never grow through the zombie apocalypse, all right?
No,
By the-
no, I won't.
If I could just ask a question, Mundane, what was it like being a member of Congress in the 1800s?
All right, you know what?
And he's
I don't
dead!
appreciate
And
this
he's
level of
dead! North
disrespect.
Countryman starts the panel with the
Holy
murder!
shit,
Holy
dude.
shit!
What was it
North
like?
Countryman, I'm so
Damn,
proud of you.
bro.
I'm so proud of
You know,
you.
and while
That
I'm
was
here-
so
that
proud
was
of you.
I you know I gotta give it to you. That was good.
That was a
That was good.
banger.
That was very good. That was very good.
God
was there.
damn, how do
You know?
like?
Oh,
Oh,
score 7 years
Jesus.
ago.
I can't wait to watch your
Jesus.
entire video set on the French Revolution that you did recently and critique the entire thing because it has nothing to do with Burkeanism. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome when I slap that shit down.
The
Oh,
unfortunate
yep,
Joke's on
I watched
you.
your
So I can't
content.
participate.
Joke's on you. You can't watch it because I'm an idiot and I somehow the videos were muted in the VODs.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm
I
actually kind of mad because I saw you
think I
on
hit
like
the
the whole
buttons,
thing, and I went
but-
and checked out your content, and I was like, oh wait, he did a whole thing on the French Revolution. This is gonna be really, really good. I want to watch this because Edmund Burke. And then I saw Edmund Burke. I was like, nah,
Yeah.
man, that sucks. That's kind of a bummer. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest. I was kind of excited to watch that stuff.
I think I fixed it now, but who knows?
I'll give it a watch either way.
By the way, I highly recommend the movie Lincoln. It's very good. You know,
It is
Daniel
very good.
Day-Lewis.
I
It's-
prefer
it's
Daniel
very good.
Day-Lewis is the GOAT. Let's be honest.
For Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
He plays a fantastic. Yeah, no, the movie with Lincoln is awesome.
It's great.
I prefer Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, the Vampire Hunter. I just
Not the
really
guy who
like
freed slaves.
I like things based on true stories, and
Historical
American history.
is the most
Yeah,
important.
That was definitely a
so-
good documentary.
That's
Freed
that's-
slaves and killed the fucking.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
opened my
vampires.
mind. You know, I was
True.
like, wow, he, unified unified our country again, but I didn't realize he did that and like
He's a total
hunted zombies.
badass.
That's
Look,
incredible.
that's exactly
Yeah.
why. That's
But remember-
exactly why I like Wild
He
Wild
has
West,
range.
because the story of Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider. No, you don't want nada. None of this. Six gunning this, brother running this, Buffalo Soldier. Look, it's like I told you. Any damsel that's in distress be out of that dress when she meet Jim West.
Oh my
That's
God.
the kind of history I'm talking about. You know
I
what
felt
I'm
like I
saying?
died a little inside from that.
Nah,
I think I might have
okay.
lost a year off my
Oh,
life.
wait.
So I'm
from that.
impressed
Oh
that
God, I
you
feel
know the
that. I feel
lyrics
that.
to like a rap. However, it's also like it's a Will Smith rap, so it
Uh-huh.
like is it doesn't really count. It's very white. White
Wait,
people
wait,
love
wait,
Will
Hold on.
Smith.
Wait, are you
Whoa,
trying to say that white
whoa.
people can't rap? The reality situation is there is that
True.
there are two rappers.
No, I'm saying,
that have
but I'm saying
Eminem
absolutely
and
most.
Logic are
hold on,
fantastic.
hold
I'm
on.
saying most
hold on.
can.
Logic's half
Yeah,
black
but
though.
I'm
the
saying most
reality,
can't.
there's three white rappers
ever
that
seen
have
the
topped.
guy?
Hold on,
Who's
stop.
that?
There are
He's
three
half
white
black.
rappers that
Who
have
says Logic?
absolutely
I'm looking
topped
it
and
up.
dominated the
Down
fucking charts. Their names are Eminem, Tom McDonald, and Logic. Right?
Logic's half
Absolutely
black.
crushed the fucking charts.
Logic is the
right? And
whitest
they're not even
motherfucker on
black.
the
So
goddamn
So I don't
planet.
even know how you
alright?
can have an association to rap and black at this particular moment in time.
I'm looking at the picture of Logic right now, and I could probably hold up a piece of printer paper. All right, like, and it would
Okay.
be like,
Wait, wait,
the
wait,
dude's
wait,
white
wait.
as shit. What do you mean? Like, yeah, I mean, I get it. He's half black, but like, the dude is white as hell.
Okay,
wait.
okay. I think that's a good place to switch topic. I think we had enough fun with the.
I just like threw a grenade. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you over here fucking everything up. What the hell?
Fucking Californians.
All
You're
right.
not
True.
drinking coffee.
True. Wait, I'm
Hey.
Californian, but I
true.
still agree.
All right, let's go for
You
two
just
words.
declared
That's
Elder out of
problematic.
office.
All
I
right,
think
all
she's
right.
gonna go.
Let's go for a two-word like closing statement, and after that we'll move on to the next topic. So really short, like as short as
There's been
possible.
no general. What kind of?
Yeah, no, you're right. Let's move on. Anyway, yeah. I don't even know how I would do closing statement for what happened here. Anyway, yeah. Before I jump into the main topic, please go support, like for everyone in everyone's chat, go support everyone on this panel, you know? Yeah, go drop a follow, it costs nothing.
Or not?
What?
Are we getting closing statements or not? I want a closing statement.
Nah, you want a closing
I want a
statement?
closing statement. I want a closing statement.
Alright, we are doing closing
I definitely
statements.
want one.
My closing
Oh my
statements are
God.
going to get increasingly more like
Racist?
instigatory. Well, no, because I'm drinking some whiskey.
I got tequila with lime juice.
I need to
Stay
refill
in
my
life.
mixer. All I have are shots right now, and you don't want just shot Hans.
Are you just pouring hard alcohol in your glass? What the hell's wrong with you?
No, I'm mixing it with Coke. Dude, it's fire.
Oh,
whiskey
mixing it
Coke.
with. Oh, I'm
All
sorry,
right,
mixing
we're
it with
going
Coke.
into
Yeah,
closing
that's
statement.
so much better.
We're going
Closing
into.
statement. I'm sorry.
Alright, Hans, go ahead.
All right. When I grow up, I want to be the very best. Like no one ever was. Dun, dun, dun. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching.
Wait, somebody might just
for
chat.
a
Why?
Somebody might hold on.
to understand.
Somebody in my chat just said,
This is serious, stop interrupting.
Maddie, are you drinking whiskey?
Yeah.
You're drinking whiskey?
I have no idea
Okay,
what
well,
is
somebody
this
in my chat
panel
just said,
anymore.
liberal girl on whiskey, you are all
I'm not in
I'll
charge.
get you, Pokemon.
Gotta catch
Gotta
'em
get 'em
all.
all. All right, well, I just spilled my whole drink across my everything. So give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Oh boy.
All
That's
right.
the whiskey
2 seconds.
run.
I'm going to
seconds,
pray
that's
to
not staying in the
CTV.
game very long.
CTV,
that's
go
not
ahead.
staying in the- Wait, what's the question?
Closing
It's
statement.
fun.
Closing
Closing statement
statements.
is
Well, look,
question.
in reality, I made the best argument for why it is that adult film entertainer is the best fucking profession to try to wish to be whenever you grow up. There is no doubt in my mind why it is that when you are close to or knocking on 40's door, right, that when you're looking like this, that this is exactly what you should be. And since nobody else had a counter argument to it, it's obvious it's the best argument in the room, right? And everybody obviously agrees. So, there's that, right? So I'm glad that everybody agrees CTV should be an adult film entertainer. CTV 2024. We're also running for the presidency. Operation Madman as the as my vice president. She's going to definitely be handling business there. And you know what? CTV to the White House. That's where we're at. Let's go.
Wait, CTV, you realize that you can just wait, CTV, you realize you can just make porn, right? Like no one can stop you. You can just like upload it, like virtually. Like there's so many different
Like an
platforms.
OnlyFans, CTV.
Yeah. The only person like holding you back is you, and like we can collab. I'll make my own OnlyFans. I'll call it Only Hands, and we can be partners. I'm ready. I'm gonna go refill my alcohol, but like,
look, I'm not surprised.
We're gonna
Hans,
workshop this.
All right.
Look, I'm definitely not surprised that one look from your direction into mine, and you think that we need to be partners. I'm not. As a matter of fact, I'm a little flustered, right? Taken aback, right? Like I appreciate, right? Your young ass, you know, as much fucking weight as you're deadlifting. That you're like, hey, look at CTV. I have got to have me a piece of that. There's no fucking doubt in my mind.
No! I dropped.
All right.
No, not flat. It's
I'm gonna go get more alcohol. I'll be right back.
I'm flattered.
Okay.
I'm flattered. I'm absolutely flattered, Hans, that you see me and you see partner. I understand. I look at me in the mirror. I see partner all the time. I keep telling Twitch, we're getting the viewership up. We're going to be there before you know it.
All right.
So,
end of closing statement for CTV. We're jumping into the next person. Preacher, go ahead.
Hey, yeah. So, I would like to be a journalist and a pro streamer, but I think I'll add on to that maybe now because somebody said, "Oh, OnlyFans for CTV." Hell, no. I'll be his agent. We'll upload the good stuff to Pornhub. Well, he will make twice as much money at least. I don't want to take much. Just I don't want a handshake. That's for damn sure. I don't know where the hell those hands have been now, but yeah. And then I'll do a journalist on the side and be a pro streamer.
All right, I'm going to throw it to Wordy.
All right, yeah. It's called CTV would do better in a gig economy than with an actual agent, but that's just me. Anyways, basically, yeah. I mean, this entire panel so far has been talked about creating stories, creating ideas for stories. CTV becoming a porn actor, Maddie becoming like a fucking elf princess or some shit.
Oh, there's no acting.
That's the reality. It's like our entire society is built on stories, and I feel like I demonstrated, me ventilating and creating more stories here. That's just reality. Human narratives, human life is built on stories, and everybody should make more stories. And I want to do a little bit and politics. I want to make people's lives better, but I also, for me, stories.
Nice. All right, I'm going to throw it to OLake.
Yeah, so all of the things that everyone talked about could be done in the VR world, so great. And then also maybe one day I wish I could be a real boy, a la Pinocchio. So yay, the end.
Nice. And TotallyMundane.
Again, 2 words.
well, you might have
John
a girlfriend that wants
Bolton.
you to
No.
lie to her. I'm just saying.
No. I want to get for free. TotallyMundane.
2 words. John Bolton. All I want. I want to live that man's life. I want a wife that hates me. I want to be influential in national security politics, and then I want to have a virulent alcohol addiction. Guys living the best life.
You gotta learn how to grow a mustache instead of like a goatee.
Well, I can do that. I just shave it because it looks really bad. If I just dude, I'm talking 3 weeks. It's dog shit. I can't.
Well, you gotta let it go to like 6 or 8
All
weeks.
right.
No, I know.
Wait,
I have to let it go.
I want to finish. I want to get this back on track and everything. Did I forget anyone?
Yeah,
I feel like I forgot North Countryman. And
You did.
all right.
Now you forgot me. Now I don't feel bad about doing the French Revolution stuff without you.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. He's going to do the French Revolution stuff without you,
Yeah.
bro.
I saw Preacher's flag fall down. This is why you get a coin. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
You sound fine.
Yeah, Fellowship of the Ring, but I have a garden like Sam. I have a sword. I'm basically a wizard, just from the stuff that I know. So I've become the Fellowship of the Ring. So I've accomplished everything that I want to do.
Wow.
So twitch.tv/North Countryman if you want complete perfection in everything.
Yeah, but
including streaming,
yeah, but
because I'm always good with streaming. I
Yeah, but
never have
he's-
technical
What
issues
a
every single
legend!
time I
What
stream.
a legend! Oh
yeah,
my
but the
God.
reality here is he's through living. He said he accomplished every goal he ever wanted, so he's done.
All right,
No, so
CTV,
now
CTV,
he's
no,
in
no,
the
no, no,
bonus
no, 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 no.
He's in the bonus round.
Yeah, this is new game.
I'm
Plus.
going to bring back the big voice because I think that's the only thing working. Okay, CTV, go ahead. Closing statement and last one. Try to make.
Right.
Wait, Maddie,
Are you
you
kidding?
didn't go?
No, I just been talking a lot.
That's what happens when you talk a lot, Maddie. Maddie, go ahead.
She closed
Okay,
everybody else's statement.
So I guess I know I said initially that I wanted to be like an artist with a loft and craziness, but Wordy just said that she mentioned something about being an elf princess, and now I feel like that is more on brand for what I should do, and it plays more to my strengths and my unique skill set. So yeah, I think my new goal for when I grow up is going to be an elven princess, and I just feel like I would do a really good job, and I think I would make all of you really proud. And I already kind of have that that essence, that aura. So it's really just making it official.
Okay,
And putting
question.
like a label on it.
Question though, like
Yes.
Galandriel or like Arwen?
Oh, more like Arwen, I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I
'cause
just
we were
want to
talking
know
about
whether or not you're going to be able to facilitate handling the ring if you get handed to it, and this harkens back to Battle for Middle Earth 2, right?
Well,
That's
we
all.
were
I don't
talking
want to
about-
deal with that. That's I'm like too busy doing elf shit.
She has to
so.
deal with a melodramatic husband who's named Aragorn.
Yeah, my husband is like a rugged king who's.
All right. CTV is
And I'm just like, oh my God, I turned down living
Right.
forever for you. You can do the laundry one time.
Wow, one
Okay.
time? Is that it? That's it. Okay. Like
One
if I'm doing
time.
if I'm doing the laundry, it's all about insert key, wish and wash it, and motherfucking get shit turning right, and then you send her on her way, right? So
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
feel like
but
this is a
continue.
weird double entendre.
Okay,
Apparently
CTV,
you
go
don't
ahead.
do-
Closing
apparently you
statement.
don't do the
CTV,
laundry
go
like
ahead.
me, so,
Closing
like-
statement, please.
yeah, closing statements. Look, here's the reality.
I was gonna ask. Like,
Round two. Hold on, round two. Hold on, round two. We're getting into it. Hold on, round two. Closing statements. Look, adult film entertainer. That's where we're at. That's where we're at, right? So look,
This is host abuse privileges.
go back
Alright.
on it again. CTV 2024. Mr. Geek, take it away.
All right, and with that being said, thank you everyone for being here. Go follow everyone on this panel, please. Go support everyone. And with that, we're going to, and also, this panel wouldn't be possible without the help of Danabo. So yeah, twitch.tv/Danabo or shellshockcbd.com. Enter code Danabo, you get 10% off your order. So yeah, with that being said, let's jump into the main topic, which is in 2021, America sent $300 billion in foreign aid. Can America continue to send that much money to foreign country when we have record homelessness and other social programs that could use this money instead? So yeah, this time I'm not going to allow people to interrupt. Like, fun topic was fun. Now we're going back into serious. So yeah, I'm going to throw it to North Countryman.
Not only can we afford to do that, we should. Francis Fukuyama I forget when he wrote it, but he wrote The End of History, how the collapse of the Soviet Union meant that communism is not a viable alternative to liberal democratic capitalism. And he's right, it's not. Liberal democratic capitalism is the correct way to go forward. However, what we're seeing right now, and Fukuyama also wrote some interesting pieces addressing this, is the rise of authoritarian capitalism, what you see with Russia and with China. And I was on a panel earlier today about the Tigray conflict, how China is a potential facilitator in resolving that conflict. As the US steps back from the world stage, it leaves open a vacuum that Russia and China can step in. Russia has also volunteered to mediate the Syrian crisis. And when that happens, they show that autocracy is a possible acceptable form of government. And we cannot have a world in which autocracy is an acceptable form of government. We have to respect people's rights under liberalism. We have to vote for our leaders under democracy. We have to give people the freedom to practice free enterprise, aka capitalism. That's the only way to go forward. And that is what the US can do at the forefront. Because despite our flaws, we are the best advocates for liberal democratic capitalism. So yes, we should continue to go with foreign aid. We should, whether that's just in the actual thing, whether in trade deals, just maintaining good relations with countries. We need to be involved on the world stage.
All right. I'm going to throw it to Maddie.
Yeah, so I think there are a few different things that we can talk about when we talk about foreign aid being sent by the United States. One of which is the sort of more altruistic lens, where we look at it as a form of charity, as a form of doing good, improving the lives of people abroad. But another important angle that I think we should discuss is also the fact that sending foreign aid to countries, especially in regions where there is another regional power that exerts influence, the fact that the United States provides any sort of aid, whether it be economic, whether it be specifically for healthcare or disaster relief, that influences the amount of influence, or like geopolitical influence, that we have on the world stage. So when we think about whether or not we should be sending funding or resources to other countries, it would be a mistake and myopic to think of it simply in terms of the tangible impact on people's lives that investment is going to provide. But more accurately, it's also important to see, well, what also is this doing for our influence on the world stage? Because that kind of power influences decisions that impact everything in our globalized economy and our globalized society. And I think, I know that the question is framed as, would this money be better spent domestically? But let's be honest, the people who are saying we shouldn't send aid to countries that need it, they're not phrasing it in terms of opportunity cost, where the alternative is investing in social programs here. That's simply not the case. They would just be happy to not have that money spent at all. And that's not helping anyone. So if the conversation really was, should we invest this in social programs? Should we invest this in a better nationalized healthcare structure? Absolutely. But I don't see it as an opportunity cost there. They're not mutually exclusive. So that's, I think, where I stand on this conversation. I look forward to open discussion.
All right. I'm going to throw it to Preacher.
I wouldn't say we should cut all foreign aid, but we definitely have to cut back. And I've read a lot of articles coming into this over the last couple of days just to get myself in tune with it. But I think I want to come at it more of a common sense point of view. When we have homeless vets, we have children whose education isn't even reaching in the top 10. We could definitely spend more money at home. And when we do spend abroad, we got to be careful where we're spending it. And I may upset people when I say this, but we wanted to send pandemic relief money over to Afghanistan for gender studies to a group that we know already did their gender studies, and we know how they feel about that. Like, if you're going to give money to the Taliban's taken over, and you're going to give them money to do a gender study when we already know what they believe in genders, that's a waste of money. There's other places in the world where we can put that, where it is for humanitarian efforts, helping to dig wells or whatever, but helping people out, definitely. I wouldn't say cut all foreign spending, but definitely cut back and be more realistic where we're sending the money.
All right. I'm going to throw it to Wadi.
Yeah. One, it's not a binary. We can do both. It's pretty easy. One of the biggest issues of kind of behind of our system as it is income inequality. It's a pretty heavy predictor of kind of like these decreasing life expectancies and decreasing quality of life. tax the rich, real easy. And you know what's also great? The problem comes with America as a whole with its policies of foreign aid. It likes to use foreign aid, but it likes to do these kind of methods of kind of like basically taking away the kind of the autonomy, financial independence, like through the IMF loans, producing these kind of debt traps where a lot of countries get trapped, and they have a history. We're talking about liberal democracy capitalism. You know, kind of America kind of has a history of overthrowing democratic governments a lot, and that's the kind of the problem is. I would like America to be involved, but I think one, we need more accountability, and we kind of need to change the ways we financially give foreign aid instead of through like the IMF, because the IMF directly has led to increased influence of China because these countries like fuck the IMF, we're going to go to China and have more dependency there because it's an alternative. And the reality is the way we have kind of directed our funds has produced a lot of negative outcomes because we had tons of unilateral trade agreements. We need to transition to more multilateral trade agreements. We need to ultimately increase collaboration, democratic cooperation, as opposed to these IMF loans, which are just really autocratic in nature.
All right, I'm going to throw it to CTV, who doesn't have his headset. So, Hans.
Yeah, okay, so please don't make me agree with neocons. Preacher, I love you, buddy. When we were giving the aid to Afghanistan, that was before the Taliban took over, and also the program that you're like referring to was Pakistan, not Afghanistan. So like, aside from that, I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on like actually caring. I think that North Countryman like raised a really good point that like when we care about these issues, we can fund these issues. I would like to ask every conservative who says that we spend too much on foreign aid and that we need to spend it instead on like homeless vets and stuff. Show me the policy that's being proposed that says help homeless vets. I would love, like, I'm a huge sock down market socialist. I want a bigger welfare state than virtually anyone. I almost got canceled for talking about how I would tax the upper middle class to fund a robust welfare state to try and like eradicate homelessness, provide free public housing. I'm here for all that shit, but I'm telling you, $300 billion in foreign aid is not enough. And then the slight difference between me and say like the neocons on this panel, I currently agree that America is far and away a superior global hegemon than China or Russia compared like in terms of our democracy. Tanky's seething in chat. Like I don't really give a shit. And so, but I prefer an internationalist coalition style thing that doesn't tie international security and sanctity to American political interest. I absolutely would prefer that as an internationalist, but I don't think that's currently possible. And so in the meantime, I would prefer just America to continue to be the existing superpower, and I would try to make it as democratic and kind as possible. And so, yes, I am here to fund all these things. And before we say, oh, we should take from X to give to X, take from X to give to Y, I would recommend we look at our tax policy and try to find money for all these programs, because I can tell you foreign aid is important, homeless veterans are important, housing the homeless are important, all these things are important. And if we do this zero-sum bullshit where we say, oh, we can't fund X because of X, out there, oh, maybe we can't fund college because like homeless vet, okay, we can't fund homeless vets because like, you know, kids don't have enough food in schools. Like, where does that cycle stop? And I would much say that we should just be more pragmatic and more focused on what we can do with what we have, and we'll find the money where we need to from different ways. If we don't want to talk about taxes, that's fine, but that's extremely important as to how we do this. And that's where I want to look at this conversation, not from a place of like sadness and scarcity, but a realistic look at the global power structure right now, and also a realistic look about what the programs we want. And if you're a conservative who wants to care about homeless vets and like, you know, the people here, I really would be love to know why you want to cut like all of our welfare programs, because those are things that help people here right now. So yeah.
All right. I'm going to throw it to CTV.
All right, so a couple of things to consider here. 400 billion, considering we're $26 trillion in debt, drop in the bucket, right? You go to other countries, you can live off of a Social Security retirement as a king in other countries. All you got to be willing to do is fucking move, right? So reality situation, 400 billion in comparison to the amount of money that we're fucking kicking out, drop in a bucket. However, here's the reality of the situation. Unless we start actually taking reign of our fucking federal government, start reducing the number of things that it thinks it's supposed to have fucking dominion over, which is actually not, like say, wait a minute, if you got your fucking CTV bingo card out, here it goes. Motherfucking drug war, right? Check that motherfucker off, right? Border crisis, check that motherfucker off, right? There's a lot of money that we should be spending our fucking money on or not spending our money on that we fucking should or should not. ATF, another fucking entity that needs to fucking go away. Why do we have a fucking federal fucking agency for 3 things that are legal to own in this fucking country? Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Firearms guaranteed by the second, alcohol repealed with the 21st, right? And tobacco never been fucking illegal. So why do we have 3 federal agencies for this shit? No fucking reason at all. Give me some bullshit fucking justification through interstate commerce clause. I'll fucking dare you. So from there, we need to be reducing the size and scope of the federal government. Then that way we'll be able to save a lot more money overall. And then that way, maybe, just fucking maybe, we'll be able to take care of our own people here and be able to give out more foreign aid because we don't have a government that is literally sucking the lifeblood out of this fucking country. There you go.
All right. I'm going to throw it to OLake.
All right, so coming in right after the limp-wristed chair shot. So effectively, let's understand this, okay? That I read through this, and I'm going to just say that I didn't see 300 billion. I saw we were giving around 60 billion, and that was over 5 years that you were hitting 300 billion in general. Now, what's generally important to understand, in my view, is I understand what people say. You know, there's bad foreign aid that exists. There's bad everything that exists. You know, it's a bad implementation that the United States government has done, as Wordy has explained very well. The problem is that foreign aid is like 1% of our federal budget. You're talking about a national defense budget that's 16%. So why is it that we're trying to squeeze blood out of a rock when you have a watermelon just literally sitting there that you could just easily cut? We saw the failure of the military in our budget, in particular, to
have blood.
Opening statement.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The point is, yeah, but regardless of the point, we're talking about the idea that you essentially have what is a large amount of money that's being sent, bloated contracts, in particular in the national defense field, that are being spent. We're not seeing good ROI, right? We spent trillions of dollars in Afghanistan, and that was, in my view, something we probably could have spent a little less and got pretty much the same result. So, you know, whatever it is that we're doing in our national defense didn't really work that well. And so what we're kind of seeing here in the end is that when people talk about cutting foreign aid, it's just like the same argument we've seen over and over again. Cut foreign aid, cut public funding for the arts, cut public radio. It all comes back to the same general concept, which is these are just partisan ways to cut things. Why are we trying to cut the least or these things that are already shoestring type budgets and ignoring the fact that broadly foreign aid is pretty good in all aspects? For the liberal, you know, soft-hearted people like myself, it's all good for the ethical and moral things that we can do to help people. But from the Machiavellian sense, as many people have mentioned, it essentially ensures that America remains the dominant hegemony in this world. If you're happy to cut it, then good, congratulations. And let's all enjoy when Winnie the Pooh gets banned in Kenya. Let's all enjoy when Shang-Chi starts getting banned all over Europe. I mean, yeah, sure, if you want to do it, then do it. But the point really comes that what we're looking at here with this federal aid is it's just another one of those concepts. And I'm going to put it here. I'll be the one to say it. It seems like people just look at federal aid, foreign aid, and they really just think of a brown pool. So therefore, bad. I just feel like that's not exactly where we need. Let's think about how foreign aid actually helps us and understand that it is good in broad sense. Maybe we can make it better by not doing it to, you know, destabilize countries around the world. But something that, you know, let's focus on bigger fish. I don't know why we're trying to cut something that barely has any budget anyway.
All right. And last but not least, unless I forgot someone, TotallyMundane.
Yeah, so I want to aim a little bit more strategically with this opening statement. So foreign aid is something that absolutely 100% is within America's interest. It is 100%. It supports just absolutely like humanitarian interests across the world. It supports medical interests across the world. I mean, I don't have to bring up some examples. Bush with PEPFAR, like that has alone saved tens of millions of lives in very, like, foreign aid itself has saved tens of millions of lives. It is well within America's interest simply because of the fact that if we were to withdraw our foreign aid from certain countries, those countries are going to seek out foreign aid from other countries. What countries do we think they're going to seek them out from? China and Russia. Do these countries have our best interests in heart? Absolutely not. No, in no way, shape, or form. So realistically speaking, if we're going to talk about what's good for people, would you rather have Afghanistan and Pakistan, or other third world countries in Africa? Would you rather have them getting their aid from places like China or Russia, or would you rather have it coming from the United States? Realistically speaking, the idea of soft power is something that should be really discussed with foreign aid, because our culture, our ideals, and our beliefs get transmitted across to these other countries, right? Places in Africa, places in the Middle East, these places actually 100% like take our ideals and they take our beliefs along with the foreign aid that we deliver. So realistically speaking, if we want to spread democracy, if we want to spread human rights, if we want to spread the idea of a liberal, democratic, capitalist society, we should be 100% in favor of foreign aid. If you value those things, you should be 100% in favor of foreign aid, because that is what goes along with it. That is the idea that gets transmitted with it. And that's kind of the end of my argument, is if you care about these ideals, you should be in support of that stuff because it gets transmitted with it.
All right, and with that being said, first of all, did I forget anyone? Okay, perfect. With that being said, you can the floor is yours.
Yeah.
Good. So totally mundane. Look, the reality of the situation here is that you would say that if we're for foreign aid, that we should be supporting this thing. The reality here is that I make no apologies for fucking freedom, right? Either people fucking want it or they fucking don't. And
wait, no, you clearly do though.
No, you want to sit there and paint it as
so
if
where are you against
hold on.
foreign aid?
Let's
Where are you
be-
against
hold on,
foreign aid?
if you
Where are you against
Okay,
foreign aid?
one at a
Listen.
time. One at a time. CTV,
Fucking
go ahead.
listen.
Totally.
Thank you. Right, so listen,
Okay.
you want to sit there and like paint the argument as if like I need to be like apologizing, right? for
Yes, you
support-
should. You
no,
should.
No, stop. No, I fucking don't. Freedom
Yeah,
is
you do.
fucking awesome. That's what we have here in the United States, and I do, in fact, want to bring those ideas around the world, right? But
Okay.
the reality of that situation too is that those people need to choose it, and if they fucking choose it,
They
and
do.
they make that shit happen
Okay,
on their own.
do.
Wait,
without
hopping
the
off of this
foreign aid,
CTV, I'm
right,
going to
then
interrupt you
why
here.
is
So
it
the
not-
problem
no,
comes.
Then
I'm
why
sorry,
are you,
hold on.
why are you
Okay,
painting
okay.
the argument that way?
Where
Totally
exactly?
mundane.
Where
Totally-
exactly?
Totally
Hold on,
mundane, go.
So where exactly in the world where we are promoting democratic ideals do you think that they are saying no to them?
You just
Name a
did.
country. Name a
yeah,
fucking
Afghanistan.
state. Name anything.
Literally
You
Afghanistan. The problem
just
comes
did
with
that.
no.
No, it
CTV.
doesn't actually in
Okay.
You just
Afghanistan.
did it.
Most
TM,
people
TM,
are
hey,
actually
buddy,
supportive
it's
of
okay,
the
it's okay, buddy.
democracy.
You just did it. You
Totally
just did it. What
mundane,
do you
totally
want
No,
me
I
to do?
didn't. No,
Wait,
I didn't.
there's
No,
a
you
problem.
did.
Okay,
I
okay,
need you to
okay,
name a
okay,
country.
okay.
Name a country. Name
There's
a
a
country.
Afghanistan. Okay, the problem
It
comes
d-
with
no,
Afghanistan.
wrong,
No.
wrong.
Totally mundane. Shut up. Okay, so the problem comes with Afghanistan is it's seriously regionally divided. We basically try to gather all these motherfuckers up and just say, hey, I'll just like work together. But the problem comes is like each region is like really regional and they really have their own identity itself. So it's really hard to kind of unite them. And the way we went about like organizing them was really
So
ineffective.
why exactly?
So wait,
is
I'm still going.
90%
No, I'm still
of
going.
Afghans are supportive of the democracy.
Let
Wait,
Woody
no,
finish
wait.
their point before you interject.
They were not necessarily in favor of democracy. They were in favor of women's rights. They were wanting women's rights to be protected. Yes, the Asia Foundation study said they were in favor of women's rights. Also, CTV. The problem comes with your analysis is that you're talking about the ATF. The ATF deals with illegal trafficking of weapons and all that different stuff. So you're talking about like a bunch of cartel shit. So like yes, end the drug war, and then you don't have to worry about the ATF anymore.
With
But the
that
problem comes is you could also
hold on,
legalize
real quick.
drugs and be able to tax more. Also
Yeah,
with the
but
border
real quick,
crisis, if you make all of them legal immigrants,
But
you can literally
real
tax more
quick-
money and make more revenue. Therefore, you can better fund your social
But
welfare
real
policies
quick,
and
hold-
better bring foreign
Yeah,
aid as a
Let
whole.
Woody
Yeah, but-
finish. Let
yeah,
Woody
but-
finish.
But real quick, that's completely separate and apart from everything that we were just talking about. So if you could get it back to what we were just talking about, it would be a valid criticism. So
Yeah, I
go
can bring
ahead.
it back to what we were talking about. So basically,
There we
the problem,
go.
So the problem comes with the argument here is that just because you have a connection with a country and you like have a relationship trading doesn't guarantee it's going to be a democracy. What instead is a consistent, effective relationship, like where you're going to have with like Saudi Arabia or going to have with like Afghanistan. The more influence you can exert with financials instead of like directly authoritarian control of military intervention, all that stuff, a lot of soft power, increases the likelihood. But really effectively, the most effective way to institute a democracy is basically having a full-on invasion, have a war, or maybe bomb them twice during World War II, and then permanently put up like military infrastructure. So that's the real problem here is like if you really want to have an effective democracy, you basically have to do that. So basically there's an effective relationship as you understand these aren't going to necessarily be democracies, but consistent long-term exposure, and over time you can maybe influence their opinions. So that's the whole relationship itself.
You know what?
The best example
in reality,
of this,
in reality, this whole idea of soft power, right, just seems like some I don't know, some beta shit, right? If you want some power, it's
Okay.
I know I say it thinking everybody loses shit. I fucking know. Look, holy shit, it fucking happens. Hold on, I'm ready to fucking back it up. Just shut the fuck up and listen. Right. So, from here, right, this idea of soft power just sounds like some beta shit. Because in reality, when you're the fucking alpha in the room, it's done so through hard power, right? And what I want is I want other countries around the world to want to bring democracy to their people themselves and not us be having to negotiate with fucking dictators.
Wait. I'm going to mute people. CTV, finish what you say. After that, I want to hear from TotallyMundane, Hans, and Maddie, and OLake.
So the reality here, all right, Geek. So the reality here is that I don't want to be sitting there having to make fucking good with fucking dictators that would take women's rights to drive away, or women's ability to be able to fucking do anything, or anybody else for that fucking matter, regardless of what the persuasion is. I don't want to negotiate with fucking dictators. If the people want freedom and it's a government that supports their people having freedom and they're just needing a leg up, I got no fucking problem throwing some foreign aid in that direction, especially considering what I know about the economic conditions around the fucking world. But when it comes to trying to negotiate with dictators, like you just pointed out in Saudi Arabia, right? Why in the fuck it is that my country should be involved in any way, shape, form, or fashion?
Okay, the
problem in that regard, why should they?
TotallyMundane. Okay, so one, I am so sorry that your feelings are hurt when we have to negotiate with dictators. It sucks. I don't like it either. I'm not a big fan of it. But realistically speaking, I'm so sorry. Mohammed, bin Salman is the fucking leader of Saudi Arabia, and we have to negotiate with him because we cannot just fly a shitload of jets over his country, bomb the shit out of him, and force him to do things our ways. Right? That's not how that works. Okay. So how is it not?
Because every demonstration.
I'm sorry. Would you
every demonstration of bombing does not work for us?
Hold on. I got this.
One at a time, please. TotallyMundane, finish. CTV, you can respond.
I just got one question, and then
go out. Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Okay, so one question.
Yeah.
Is this some soft power justification because we don't want to realize the full justification of hard power? Is that all I'm hearing?
So let me distinctly label these differently.
Define soft.
So hard power is a coercive statecraft that includes the military when you're trying to force a state to do something. The soft power is when you are trading with a country, when you are importing your culture into a country. So right now with Saudi Arabia and countries like that.
Oh my God.
What's your question?
Wouldn't you be exporting that, not importing it? They would be importing it. You would be exporting it.
My apologies. Exporting your culture to another country. So with hard power, when we're talking about things like leveling sanctions or leveling some sort of economic damage or military damage to a country, that's hard power, right? Soft power is if we just trade with a country, if we just have some sort of cultural connection with that country, they will eventually become like us. And this worked in the 80s with countries that were under communist rule, right? Like Poland, for example. This is a really good example. We had this underground railroad of books. We literally just sent books to Poland, and it fostered an anti-communist revolution. It was fucking awesome. Roger Scruton, everybody should go look at him. He was the guy who actually like facilitated that. It was awesome. So the important thing to recognize here is soft power and hard power are two very different things. And on top of that, soft power is only cultural. If we are capable of importing our culture into a country, that's how soft power works. We don't do that with Saudi Arabia. We have a lot of other tools that we can use to influence Saudi Arabia, and we use them, and Saudi Arabia does change. But realistically speaking, if we're in a country where we have troops, where we are the reason that the government exists, like Afghanistan, for example, we have the power. We have the ability to actually foster liberal change there. So, I mean, I don't understand this entire point with the whole Saudi Arabia
I don't
thing.
know. I think that if we had the ability to be able to do that after 20 fucking years, we wouldn't have been losing our soft power hold that we had on Afghanistan.
Soft power is not something that you can just fucking lob around as if it's a fucking football.
No shit, because it's all fucking flaccid.
CTV.
All right,
It's not flaccid,
Okay,
though.
okay,
Look
okay,
at
okay,
the
okay,
problems
okay,
that happened
okay.
in Saudi Arabia for the last like 20
Look, if
years.
it
Are
was-
you
Okay,
kidding me?
okay.
problem
Stop. Okay. I'm going to take a break from this exchange, and I want to throw it to
I'm
other
gonna
people
take
who
a
have been
piss. I'll be
waiting
right back.
patiently. So, Maddie, after that, Hans, after that, North, after that, OLake. Sorry. Maddie, go
Yeah,
ahead.
so we're gonna take a break from talking about whether power is hard or soft or flaccid or whatever, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I work in politics, and I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. But
I'll
tell you
so-
later, Maddie.
Oh, and this is not an invitation to tell me what you were talking about. I should preface.
Soft and hard power have specific definitions in foreign.
Wait, she just
Sure.
said she was not an invitation.
Anyways,
CTV.
not an
Jesus
invitation.
Maddie.
Not an
Jesus.
invitation.
Maddie, go ahead.
We're dismissing terms.
Yeah.
that
Not
don't
an
have, like, actual relevance.
invitation, as I was saying.
Okay.
So yeah, again, I think framing foreign aid simply as a way to export freedom or to instigate some form of like democracy abroad, I think would be a complete misreading of what the overall intent of foreign aid is. There are a lot of different purposes for it. So in many cases, it does go in the form of economic development. So you have U.S. interests that are looking to help either developing countries or mid-range, like developing countries that are maybe like second, like, you know, not necessarily first world yet, but second world, looking to expand their industrialization. That is not only beneficial for that country, but is also beneficial to U.S. interests who potentially would like to do business with that country. And that has nothing to do with the democratization of that country's economy. That has nothing to do with, you know, exporting freedom, whatever the fuck that means. It is completely separate. In other cases, the foreign aid that is sent is in direct response to things like natural disasters, is in response to things that are out of the control of the people of that country. So, for example, when the Fukushima nuclear power plant, after the earthquake and tsunami, the U.S. sent a ton of foreign aid to help them rebuild, to help the citizens of Japan deal with the aftermath, because we have that power. Also, from a geopolitical standpoint, that keeps us in the good graces of the Japanese government. That helps to keep a handle on China's influence in that region. Like, that is a very big reason why the United States cultivates specific diplomatic relationships with third world countries, especially in specific regions where maybe we see Russia encroaching, where maybe we see China encroaching, because for our own interests. And you can debate whether or not that's ethical, right? We can have that debate about the morality of having our motivations simply be economic. But that is the important thing to remember, is that at the end of the day, when you look at who we are supporting in terms of financial aid, it is because it is in direct economic and financial interest of the United States or United States-based corporations.
All right. I want to let Hans answer to that. After that, I'm going to throw it to North, OLake, and TotallyMundane and Wally. So Hans, go ahead.
All right, so a couple things. All right. The importance between hard and soft power is the basis on how the global like power structure rests. Saying that we only want one CTV is absolutely fucking ridiculous. When we say that, that means we're only talking about like with our countries in the respect of economic like attacks or assistance or military attacks or assistance. You can't have like any flavor of alliances or diplomacy. That sounds absolutely ridiculous. Maddie, I understand that like if you don't know like what those specific terms are, I get it. This isn't your forte. That's fine. But these terms matter for a fucking reason. And like TotallyMundane gave a very excellent reason as to why we need these specific things. And Maddie, I completely understand your concerns about how like, oh, we have to worry about like how these things are ethical. That's why I said, despite the fact that I currently support the United States as the global hegemon, I would prefer an internationalist body whose like commitment to civil human rights are not related to the United States geopolitical interests. Obviously, I think every person here could admit that having one country as the global like military and economic hegemon like means that even if that country is well intentioned, it will still always be related to that country's specific like national interest. And I would like to get rid of that as a basis. But we have to live in the world that we currently exist in, and we can make things better. So again, diplomacy based as shit. If we want to spend less in the military, how about we take half of that then? Like again, I'm not a big military defund guy, but if we want to do that, how about we take a little bit of that and we put it in our fucking State Department so we can like actually use soft power as opposed to hard power to solve these problems. If we want to take soft power off the table, I'm sorry, I really don't recommend you be on this panel. This isn't a kid's table. This is about real fucking issues. So please don't worry about that. And then if we don't understand what the consequences of not doing foreign aid are, if we just want to pretend that like the United States exists in a vacuum, that's fine. Again, I think I would agree. Again, stop making me fucking agree with neocons because I really fucking hate it. But holy shit, saying that we should only focus on America and we don't need to worry about foreign aid, or and again, I'd like to ask CTV what just a leg up means. If he says no soft power, does that mean we only give like troops? When we say a leg up, is that a leg up of like a fucking battalion? I would love to fucking know. So please explain to me what you want to do. And if you don't understand the difference, if you don't care about anything outside of America, I'm sorry, this conversation is not for you, and the adults are speaking. Holy fucking shit.
All right. I'm going to throw it to North.
Hi. Yeah, I forgot to mention this. I'm also a hobbit because I have this kind of slipper. So as to, just to kind of further illustrate the difference between soft and hard power and just how the international situation could work. This is not a perfect example, but if the federal government in the United States wanted to force the states to do something, yeah, it's presumably they could use force, in theory, but they don't. They use, say, you know what? No, we want you to say have your drinking age at 21, so we'll do that based on our highway funds. You can use money, you can use resources to convince government entities, for example, whether it's a state or whether it's another country, to do what they want. That is a completely valid way of going about things. So comparing it to the U.S. federal system is not a terrible idea. I only bring that up because I remember there was a conversation about helping Afghanistan make them a state, well, there's some similarities to draw from there in terms of soft power. One thing I want to throw into the mix, just because it's my most right-wing take, and this could possibly create some content. In their opening statement, Wordy mentioned something about I might be misremembering this, about IMF loans and how the money that we lend out has ties. I don't see any issue with that whatsoever. I don't see any issue with the U.S. saying, well, you want our aid? This is what you need to do. For example, if we want to lift the embargo on Cuba, say, fine, schedule some elections. I'm perfectly fine with that, but I'm completely willing to and eager to, what's the word I'm looking for? Entertain a conversation on that. Just because I think it'd be fun.
All right, throwing it to OLake.
Yeah, okay, so let's drop into three things. So maybe as the only part Afghan person here, maybe I can speak a little bit about Afghanistan. So first things first on this one. Partially the real reason that we failed in Afghanistan was not so much the regional differences and the savage tribes that live in Afghanistan, but rather the essential idea that we went into Afghanistan, we're there to do a Marshall Plan, right? A modern day Marshall Plan that worked well in Germany, that worked well in Japan. But then mysteriously in 2003, we decided, why don't we go to Iraq as well? And then totally screwed everything up. And what we did is, to maintain the peace in Afghanistan, we put a lot of power into the hands of regional warlords, opium manufacturers, all that kind of garbage. And then guess what? Were we surprised that those people were not the most pro-democracy people? Were we surprised that they were not the people that were going to, maybe take power after we decided to walk out, maybe after 11 days? So just going to say that. I mean, let's be clear. There were regional differences in Afghanistan, but it goes a little deeper. I mean, we truly failed our nation building effort there. It really came down to not really spending the money or not really spending the time to build a nation in that country. Now, soft power, we don't need to, this is easy. This is a very easy example. Just go CTV, for example, and go look at how many countries 30 years ago accepted the independence of Taiwan. And now go see, after China's Belt and Road Initiative, which is what we do essentially, another reason that, go see how many countries have now started to disregard the independence of Taiwan. So for many people, let's say right wingers, they may not care about some random Asian people down in Taiwan, but it is fair to say that when you do that work, when you see soft power, you are seeing China exert that right now. So there's a clear answer that you can see soft power, how it works. And if you want to step back and let China take the reins, it's all good. Once again, I'm like Hans. I hate having to agree with neocons, but it's the truth. It's what foreign aid is. That's what foreign aid works. Now, the final point that I will make is the IMF loans being bad. One thing we should note here is that I get, and I agree with you with Wordy on this, that it is actually very bad that we put all these things on it. We put all these terms and all these conditions. And that's, once again, best exemplified by the fact that if you look, once again, at China's Belt and Road Initiative, they are doing that much worse, right? They are doing that in a way that is extremely coercive to those countries and pretty much says, you give us your land. Here's a great loan that if you can't pay it off, we're going to take a little port that you built, right? Or a port that we gave you the money to build. And so I would make the argument, Wyman, that I think we have to think further on how we want to do IMF loans, because if you think that that's a good way that we should be doing business in a way where countries are somehow deciding that they want to go down the Belt and Road Initiative, maybe we need to think about why our toxic IMF loans are leading other countries to decide to do potentially even more toxic loans in China. And I think that this argument fundamentally comes down to the fact that, well, we have not been doing foreign aid in a good way. We've been using it to destabilize nations, whether it's in South America or Africa or the Middle East. And the problem is we're not really using it in a way that sort of builds up goodwill. Again, I really agree with you guys in terms of the way that soft power should be working. It feels that somewhere along the way, and here I'm going to make the argument, neocons screwed it up when they decided that everything had to be about the central projection of nation building upon countries, rather than, hey, why don't we decide to essentially instill, or as we said, export American values, not just, kill Saddam Hussein and then essentially rebuild Iraq as a new America. And I think that that's just going to work.
All right. I want to throw it to Wordy, and after that, Preacher, and after that, TotallyMundane. And we'll go back to more opening, less opening statements.
Okay. Yeah. So first off, I wasn't saying that they're savage tribes. I feel like that's a bit of a straw man of my argument. But I was saying is that does significantly affect the ways we can kind of like go about like organizing them. And I was just basically kind of pointing that out. Like, also, I had a debate about this recently with Counterpoint, so if you want to go check that out later. But basically, the whole argument comes is the way we kind of employ our tactics and the way we kind of create relationships with different countries. We've in the past kind of employed a lot of unilateral trade agreements. We basically said, you listen to us, we give these little things, but we're going to take a lot of it. It's kind of like similar to mercantilist policy. And the problem that comes ultimately is kind of the ways we construct those relationships. The IMF loans, I saw you totally mundane, is that the way IMF loans is like basically it creates a debt trap, right? They get trapped in these cycles of debt and they're like, fuck this. At a certain point, I don't want to be in that relationship. That's kind of like the ways that it's employed and the ways we've kind of like driven a lot of people towards the Belt and Road Initiative. And the ways we should go about that is I would propose, like this is a common citation in a lot of academic sources, employing actual more Marshall plans. And the problem comes with Afghanistan is that we didn't actually like go about trying to nation build. We basically put on the appearance of nation building, but like as a whole, we didn't really know what the fuck we were doing. Okay, we were in that country, we fucked around for a long time. It like straight up, a lot of Marines can cite this. Like basically, we went into that country, we came to eliminate Osama, but we came to do that, and we
It's the same
basically,
thing.
yeah,
Real
we
quick,
fucked up on that.
Sorry to cut. North, can you mute your mic?
Yeah,
Wade, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, we fucked up on that. And then when we actually tried to do nation building, we won. Like a lot of the people in power, like a lot of people like came and visited the country, didn't really like care. They just wanted to get that press release and they wanted to look good. While a lot of the people on the ground were like aware what the fuck was happening. And they're like, this shit's going down. And there was not really any effective communication between like the ground soldiers and like kind of like the military leaders. And that's the entire problem with the relationship is we in a way like to appear like we're doing good, but to a significant extent, we don't really care about fostering effective relationships. And I'm not saying we pull the fuck out, but we really kind of need to revolutionize the way we go about organizing and producing trade agreements.
Could I just interject just 1 second? I wanted to say just the one thing about Afghanistan. I do agree with you. Sorry, I don't know if it seemed like I was attacking you. I was attacking more of a conservative viewpoint, which is, the Tucker Carlson talking point that, essentially Afghanistan is a bunch of goat herders, that kind of business that essentially are not civilized. It's a pretty prevailing theory among the right. So I want to make sure that, I'm not trying to describe
you're
that
good.
wording.
I just was saying there is some regional division that causes some issues in the relationship.
All right. I want to fade to Preacher and Totally Mundane right after, and after that, more Puffnafel. Also, yeah. I'm surprised Yeah, go ahead, Preacher. Never mind.
I was just gonna, I hope nobody thought I was trying to say no foreign aid. I do not believe that we should have zero foreign aid. I believe we need to be wiser with our foreign aid. Definitely with countries that need help, especially third world nations building, definitely we should be helping out there. And I do agree with both of you on Afghanistan and that I think one of the biggest troubles we had there was we were trying to push democracy onto people who are deep in their ideology, and their ideology sees a lot of our democracy ways as evil. You can't force democracy on people, for one thing. But I'm not going to go down that because that's got nothing to do with foreign aid. My thoughts on foreign aid and what Hans was saying, what policies are there for homeless? You're freaking right. What policies are there? We're so worried about nation building here, nation building there. We're screwing our own people over. If we could stop.
No. Oh God.
Hold on. Let me say my stuff here. I've been pretty quiet for a freaking while.
I'll let you finish and then I'll respond. Okay.
All right. Awesome. We're screwing our own people over when we have homeless vets. Now, has our nation always been this bad? No, but we're at a point right now where it's like our backyard's on fire and we're throwing buckets of water to our neighbor. It's idiotic. We've got to control the fire in our own backyard. Now, that doesn't mean cut all foreign aid, but when you have Mexico requesting that we send $108.4 million a month to provide work programs in El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, what the hell? No. Oh, this is what's going to stop them from coming to your country. Basically, they're trying to strong arm us. That's ridiculous. We should have foreign aid to countries who need help, who are in dire need of help. We should be using our foreign aid to build good relationships. My point was that we put foreign aid into crap that is just ridiculous. We do it Homeland too. There's many agencies, many programs that are ridiculous to put money into, but why learn from that? Go ahead.
Okay.
Hit me up.
Great, of course. Okay,
I'm going to mute myself too, so I don't interrupt you.
I'm sorry, Hans. I will refer to you.
If you have, he specifically added me. Please fucking let me.
I did refer to him because of something he said earlier.
All right, real quick.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So,
He also said I'm a beautiful fella, so whatever.
You are a beautiful fella. I love the beard, dude. I fucking love you. All right, so if you have specific critiques about like places where foreign aid is going, that's totally fine. But if your critique chalks up to, I think we should be wiser and do better, that isn't a policy prescription that I can respond to. All you're saying is we should go beyond and plus ultra our foreign policy, which I fucking agree with you. But try harder isn't a policy prescription. When you talk about stuff at home, there are policies like Biden's human infrastructure plan that helps people with rent, that helps people like take care of elderly people so they're not on the street. All this stuff are currently being pushed to help us, and it doesn't seem like you are supporting. I don't know. We can have a chat afterwards to see how many social democratic welfare state reforms that you support. That's totally cool. Fucking base. I absolutely love that. But please, God, if you are making the criticism that we have to change something differently, I would love some specific things. And we say about, look, we need to be wiser at foreign aid, and we still should do foreign aid. What's the number? Because it feels really arbitrary when we say we should just make it smaller and we should be smarter. Because, like, obviously we want to reduce spending and be more intelligent with resource allocation. That's like the basic building block of, like, doing anything is you want to do it well, you want to do it cheaply. That's not, like, a fucking point. Like...
Yeah, but you remember in the beginning I said
I'm sorry to cut, but I want to throw it to TotallyMundane, who has been extremely patient. So yeah, go ahead.
He has. He's been yelling over there. He's like violent to his stream.
I have to be honest. It's good my mic's muted. All right, it's good. I have a mute on this shit. But so, God, there are a couple of things I really want to tackle here. One, I don't like the idea. So let me start with at least the Afghanistan point. Afghanistan is the idea that we are like foisting democracy on people who don't want it is just so violently wrong. I can't even begin to like put proper adjectives on that shit. It's just wrong. There are the majority of Afghans polled want the democracy. The democracy is the preferable alternative to the Taliban. So the idea that this sort of like foreign aid nation building thing doesn't work is vehemently wrong, right? Like, so the important thing to recognize is in the last like maybe 10, 15 years, the United States has had some, at least from the news perspective, massive failures in nation building. Afghanistan being one of them, and Iraq being another, right? So like, let's look at like the news around Iraq since its invasion has been absolutely so negative. Nobody likes the Iraq war. Nobody thinks it was successful. Nobody thinks it's had any good for the United States. Same thing with Afghanistan. The Afghanistan war has consistently had just horrendously negative press. And so looking at both of these wars and looking at the outcomes, we have Afghans who want the democracy. We have Afghans who support the democracy. We have Afghans who are 100% against Taliban rule. And now we've just let the Taliban have it. Okay?
No,
let the Taliban have everything.
Not fucking we. The people that are still there, let them have that. Make sure you say that shit right, because we established.
What do you mean that?
And maintained
No.
the security necessary for 20 fucking years.
No,
it's not
you're
dumb.
wrong.
It's not
You're
fucking
wrong.
You're
actually
fucking wrong. You're just continuing to talk. And the more that you talk, it's only going to make me talk even fucking more.
Sorry, you can keep talking,
so,
but
like,
you're
look, we can just keep doing this all fucking night, because, like, I just love hearing the sound of my own fucking voice.
No, let's
So
do
the
it.
reality
Because
of the
you're fucking
situation
wrong.
is, no, I'm not fucking
One
wrong.
at a
I'm
time.
not.
CTV.
You are.
I'm not.
You are,
Right,
because
so-
the issues with the hold on. The issues with the ANA.
Okay, one at a time. This is the last time. I swear, I don't mute people usually. I tend to be pretty calm. So, Totally Mundane, you respond. After that, CTV, you respond. And after that, we're opening it again. All right. Totally Mundane. Let's go. Yeah. You should be able to unmute. There you go.
Okay, am I good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, sorry, that was my bad. So one, the issues with the Afghanistan National Army have been known for literally fucking decades. Literally longer than I have been alive. We have known about these issues. So for anyone out there to be like, oh man, it's crazy that the ANA completely fucking dissolved in the middle of the fucking town. No, wrong. That's completely fucking wrong. We have known about the issues with the ANA. If you have any questions about it, take your ass to the fucking special investigators website for the fucking Afghanistan, reconstruction, SIGAR, and go fucking look at that website, because they have been producing reports for literally decades about the ANA, and every single year they have said the same exact thing, that in the event of a mass Taliban attack, the ANA would not be able to deal with it. And that has been a concluding result for literally decades. So anyone who's going to cite some Afghanistan papers ass bullshit is completely fucking wrong. It's just not true. We've known about all of this for a very long time. People are just too fucking lazy to look it up. Okay? So going on to the actual... What were you going to say? Go ahead.
He literally just said going on. Like he has more to say. Like you asked if he was done. He literally said
No. I actually want to hear
I
this.
just want to know if you're planning on going to another point,
TTV,
or if you're going to keep
don't
on this
be.
point.
We don't need to. Okay.
What
let's
other
go.
point would you like me to go on?
Well, the fucking point is that those people in Afghanistan, if they wanted their freedom, they would fucking take it.
No,
and fucking
they're
go.
trying to.
No,
They've
you
been
keep
fighting.
fucking saying, no, I'm
They
so fucking
fucking
tired
tried,
of you
and guess
just
what?
fucking over talking me every single fucking time that I fucking say something. That's what's been happening. Totally mundane. Soon as you
That's a really
disagree with something,
yell.
here comes the fucking no. Shut the fuck up when
Okay,
I'm
okay.
talking, you fucking arrogant asshole. Now,
We should talk.
if
I'm
those
gonna get another
people,
drink. I'll be
if
right back.
Afghanistan,
we should talk sometime.
if those fucking people
God.
in Afghanistan wanted their fucking freedom, they would have held it at the moment when they needed to hold it fucking most. I realize that there are fucking
No.
reports inside of our fucking government through the ANA, right, that cite these fucking things. It doesn't fucking matter. The
It does.
individual responsibility of these people's freedoms comes down to themselves and no other
I have to-
fucking party. No
So-
other party.
So
No
let's talk about
other
that.
fucking party
So
is
let's talk about that.
responsible. That
Let's talk about
no
that.
other party
Let's-
is responsible
let's
for those
talk about
people's
that.
freedoms other than themselves. No other party is
Let's
responsible.
talk about that. Let's
Wait,
talk
does this
about
seem
that.
relevant to talk about foreign aid and stuck on Afghanistan? Can we move
No, it
off
does.
this
It does.
Afghanistan?
It does
No,
actually
because it's a pivot. We're talking about one situation with foreign aid. The question is
true.
it good for us
Big
to
facts.
do foreign aid or give all that money, essentially cut foreign aid to do other social programs?
To
This
be
is just
fair,
like we're getting
Afghanistan
stuck on
has
one
been
thing.
one of the largest recipients of foreign aid for a long time. So I think it is relevant. I also and also just I'm gonna be honest with you, this is my own personal anger. I have to respond to this shit. I don't give a fuck if it's related to foreign aid or not. I love you and I very much appreciate your shit keeping on topic and everything, but like I'm gonna be honest with you. If you actually think for 10 fucking seconds that fucking unarmed Afghan civilians are going to go out and fight an armed Taliban, and I'm sorry, I'm talking previously before they actually got all of our shit, right? If you think that Afghan civilians are going to go out and fucking kill themselves, right, in real life to go and fucking fight for a democracy that, yes, they do prefer over the Taliban, you are fucking crazy. to think that. No, I'm sorry. Yes, you can think that it's on them to actually fight for the democracy, but if they have nothing to fight with other than their fucking bodies and they're just gonna die, you're fucking insane to think that any person is gonna give up their life like that. That's not how that shit works. That is not how humans work, okay? So guess what? Most people don't like the Taliban in Afghanistan, but guess what? Most people also don't like being fucking dead. So they're going to go ahead and let the Taliban take over, and guess what? It's going to be a shit show. It's going to fucking suck. Women are going to lose their rights. Children are going to lose their rights. Women who are children are going to lose the most amount of rights. But guess what? At the end of the day, people value being alive more than they do the democracy in Afghanistan. And that, at the end of the day, you can agree is a bad thing, right? Like that they're not willing to fight for it. But at the end of the day, it is the bullshit that the Trump administration concocted up
Give me a break.
to fucking abandon these people and leave their rights in the fucking dust. So don't give me this fucking bullshit, right? If you give a shit about freedom, if you give a shit about the rights of women, if you give a shit about the rights of children, you should be 100% on board with leaving troops in Afghanistan to beat the shit out of the Taliban to ensure that at least a portion of the country is capable of living at least a marginal standard that I myself am capable of living at. All right, that's how that works.
All right. I'm going to phrase
Oh,
to
great!
Maddie.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're crying fake tears. No, you don't give a shit about human life. You don't give a.
All I heard was I'm going to cry about Trump, even though Biden was the fucking executive. That's all I
Okay,
heard.
you both had your time. You both
I
had your
hate
time.
the shit on website.
Trump?
Maddie,
both
go
had your
ahead. Maddie, go
time.
ahead.
Oh my God. So, first of all, thank you for that interlude to whatever I assumed the fucking topic was, which was about should we send foreign aid? Should we send foreign aid? And it somehow devolved. So, first of all, I want to sort of just go back to before when I'm like, no one knows what the fuck soft power versus hard power is. Listen, I am aware of the academic terms. However, in this specific instance where we're talking about the impact of foreign aid and whether or not we should be doing that, didn't really find it as relevant. And I think it's kind of getting into the weeds of something where we need to look at the actual policies that are in place. I think the conversation around the IMF is really good because if you look at how the IMF has been used historically, similarly to the World Bank, it has been used to, in essence, indebt developing nations to American interests, to U.S. business interests that then make it so that they are willing, or I don't know if willing is the right word, but like conscripted to then bend to whatever American interests then want. So that is one form of foreign aid that maybe we can discuss on a policy level, whether or not that makes sense for the United States to continue doing, because I would think that it goes contrary to what our ultimate goal with foreign aid is, which is to improve the lives of people abroad, or if it is to spread democracy, then it's to do that. And yeah, I would ask the rest of the panel if maybe we could rein this in a bit and redirect our focus to something more policy related or tangible. As much as I love watching dudes yell at each other, oh my God, you have no idea. It is my fantasy. It is everything I love about Twitch. But I'm afraid that if you get me too horny on stream, it's going to be a problem. So, just, you know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Maddie, like,
So,
but a lot of what people have, like, whether it's Wordy talking about the IMF, whether it's like TotallyMundane talking about specific like programs like to assist like Afghanistan or other places, these are policies. We've been talking about policies, and we've been explicitly arguing against vague,
except for the past
like,
20 minutes, we completely deviated from that conversation. We completely went to a different angle. I don't need you to like mansplain this to me. What I'm saying, and what I think a lot of people are seeing it, is that like we just spent the last 20 minutes talking about Afghanistan. specifically,
Yep.
and that's it.
Because
Yep.
foreign
As
aid
if
needs
that
to be-
as
because
if
foreign aid
that's
is part of
representative,
Afghanistan.
as if that's representative of the entirety of American foreign aid, especially given that we were in, it was a war zone. So the specific instance with Afghanistan is so different compared to the vast majority of foreign aid that the United States sends. So to zero in
We can
on
talk about
that
all of it.
one experiment is just,
Give me,
I don't know.
Give me a
I
specific
found it
one then. Let's be specific. Give me another one then, aside
Sure.
from Afghanistan, that you would like to talk about, please.
Absolutely. So I would say a good example of this would be our foreign aid to South America and Latin America. I would say that a lot of
continent.
Yeah, no, but it's very similar because it holds certain things. So if we look at like the IMF specifically, let's look to the IMF loans that have been given out to countries like Brazil, like to Chile, like to
I thought we were talking about
to Venezuela.
I thought we were talking
But
about
I'm
the
saying
United States.
Hans, what would you like to talk about?
No, I'm just saying you're criticizing explicit policy like questions about like the United States foreign aid. Like we're talking about like American foreign aid. Yeah, we can talk about us like nation building Afghanistan. I know like nation building is a dirty word, but that is foreign aid. We can talk about giving money to Israel. We can talk about giving money to NATO. Like those are all things. If you talk about
Then let's talk about them. Yeah.
We can talk about. I'd love to talk. Like I mean, like again, this is like you said. Like you want to stay on topic. The IMF and like international monetary policy is not like just the U.S. foreign aid. That's a much broader conversation about international monetary policy. So it's like.
Right.
So, okay,
I'm saying that is a form of foreign aid, because I also pointed out, this was in my opening statement, that another form of foreign aid that's being sent out is specifically geared towards disaster relief. And I think especially right now, especially what we're seeing from long-term climate change impact, that is going to be a larger proportion of our overall financial aid packages that we send out than it has been previously, because natural disasters and these sort of once-in-a-lifetime storms that happen to be coming, 3-4 times a decade, that is something interesting, because that is almost in direct response to the industrialization, not only in America, but also in China, in Europe. Like that is something that I think is going to take precedence over other types of foreign aid, because we have to deal with the fact that that is a result of our economy. And like, we've seen this not only in the numerous hurricanes that have devastated the Caribbean, that have devastated Haiti, but also this year and last year, we saw it now affecting parts of Europe. I don't know if you've seen the videos from Venice, from Italy, from Germany,
seen the flooding
where there's
videos.
yeah, exactly. And so, but that again, this is a result of climate change, and the aid that we were able to send those countries is direct response to disaster relief. I don't know, at least for me, I feel like our role as a global leader in economics, whatever, I think that disaster relief is going to be a much larger chunk of the overall foreign aid that we are sending out and distributing than it has been historically. And again, this is directly in response to our contribution to climate change. Like, I don't know. Again, like, I don't really know what we're arguing about in this case or why you're upset, but I was just like upset because we spent 20 minutes going back and forth about fucking Afghanistan or whatever the fuck. And I don't know. I feel like that's another topic for another time.
I'll throw you up
I'm done.
international foreign aid for climate disasters. Absolutely fucking based. Love it. I wish we did that more. Would everyone just like basic show of hands? Is everyone on the panel like super cool with like international disaster foreign aid to like as like our world is like literally melting? Like, is everyone good with that? If not, okay, cool. So like so we have some like hedges from Preacher and from CTV. North Countryman's also based as fuck. So like almost everyone on here except for like potentially 1.5 disagrees. Sounds great. All right, so we agree on that one. Based and progress money, you're absolutely fucking true. What other types of foreign aid would we like to discuss? So we talked about disaster aid. Almost everyone's here is about it. We want to talk about, say, defense, like foreign aid, about medical.
Are you
we
speaking
literally did
for
a show
them?
of hands.
I
We
think he
literally-
definitely
we-
is.
This feels
we
like one
just-
of those. This feels like we're.
I
like,
said
okay,
everyone but CTV and Preacher. I literally asked for a show of hands and everyone fucking raised their hands except for those two.
Yell
people.
at
I
us more.
know, and I get it that like
Oh.
you
Preacher
think
kinda
that
raises
the
his hand.
house
Daddy.
supposed to be like the majority fucking like gets to rule the conversation, but in reality it's the minority that actually needs to have their voices heard. Oh
eh,
my God! It's back to your own fucking philosophy. Now the reality here is that if we're going to be talking about something like foreign aid, right? There's a much deeper conversation, a much.
I mean, it's not really that deep.
For
It's just you basically help out
fuck's
different people.
Why is it that I even bother
Well,
speaking?
it's because
As
I
soon
haven't
as
talked in a
start
while,
fucking
and I'm
speaking,
willing to like
somebody
talk
else
over
is
you.
gonna
so
fucking start speaking. That's just the amazing fucking
CTV,
thing.
you've talked probably like
CTV's
35 minutes. I've
voice
probably
just
talked like
makes
25.
other
Okay,
people
okay,
If you
okay,
really wanna
okay,
bitch
okay,
about
okay,
it-
okay. Waddy, go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, it's not really a hard decision. It's
What?
called people need help. So like
Fucking
basically we
amazing.
help them, and then we see countries that are in situations where it could either benefit us or we want to help those people who live there. We basically provide as much foreign aid, and I would say Afghanistan is kind of like a very small like example of this international policy. But as a whole, is we need to be more involved in the UN. We need to rejoin a lot of organizations we kind of left, and this.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Okay, that's
You know what you should take.
that's
You know
bad
what you should
timing.
take away from that, geek. You know what you should take away from that. Wordy interrupted me. Just to be clear, I
Yeah,
started
but-
talking, and then as soon as I started talking, somebody had to interrupt me. That's what you should take away from that.
Can I interrupt you now?
Now they're frozen, right? And now they're making their way off. They're gonna have to come back.
Well,
Right?
they
So,
didn't
like,
speak for a while, so yeah, I want to let everyone speak a little bit, and also I just want to precise the hand thing is a last resort, so don't be afraid to jump and everything. OLake, go ahead.
Okay, so I think one of the big things, and I do agree with you, Hans. I get it. Like we want to talk about policies that are good, and I understand Maddie's as well. I think we're bringing up the idea, and it seems to be very obvious to us that we're really getting into the idea that there is good foreign policy and there is bad foreign. There's good foreign aid, there's bad foreign aid. These type of things happen, and it just feels like, in my view, a little bit we've lost a little bit of the structure of why is it that this is the thing that in this question, in this prompt, should be cut to do homelessness, right? To do other social programs. It feels to me like we can almost ubiquitously say that, yes, there's some things we should fix, but there's a lot of good stuff that's being done with foreign aid. I mean, I don't know how we can ever deny that. Maddie brought up a lot of good points that presented that. It seems to me that once again, it feels like this foreign policy or this foreign aid debate comes down to, well, conservatives are butthurt, they're crying, whatever, they don't like it, they don't want to spend money, whatever. And then in the end, they don't want to cut other things that are relevant. They're happy to cut funding for, I don't know, NPR. But when they talk about putting those programs into something, whether it's homelessness or social programs, they don't do it. They just give that tax money right back to rich people. And then you just keep on gutting the budget. And then rather than look at these systemic issues in our budget, i.e. the unconstrained growth of our national defense budget, all you do in the end is just talk over and over and over again that the national defense budget, it keeps growing, but let's just keep cutting everything else so that we can continue to give tax cuts to the rich, so that we can continue to put more money back into wars and all that kind of junk. And it feels like, well, why don't we stop talking about this foreign aid problem and start talking about the real problem, which is effectively an intransigent Republican Congress that doesn't actually want to deal with the problem of, okay, how do we deal with this budget? Or how do we actually do homelessness and foreign aid?
Okay, so first thing, you're asking. Hold on, you can't answer this fucking question.
He addressed
You
me.
can't
I want to
answer this
briefly
question.
respond.
I've been quiet for a while.
You literally
You
not.
can't answer the question, and I've been quiet for a while. Can I answer the question?
OLake, I completely
Fine,
agree
fuck
with
it.
you,
I
OLake.
won't say anything the rest of the shit. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. OLake, I think you're completely correct that some people on this panel, and I would say especially Republican Congress people, are completely unserious about the concepts of foreign aid, about helping people at home. I would not, Maddie, you're absolutely not in that category. Your specific contributions about like disaster foreign aid, absolutely fucking base, and you literally said like the most base take, and everyone on the panel except for 2 people, potentially 1.5, agreed with you. So I completely get that. But again, when we have to be careful about saying like, oh, like people are making extremely lazy like contributions about like, oh, we should just stop this, or we should just be smarter, or we just need to like stop this, or like foreign policy is beta, or diplomacy is beta. Like it's completely unhelpful, and I completely agree with you that we can have a great in-depth conversation about like any number of these topics, but it's just that some people, and again, if I want to name names, I'll be an asshole. CTV, most so, and Preacher, I don't want to put you in this camp because I think if I actually pressed any of this, you'd be considerably more nuanced, are seemingly incapable of like handling this conversation with any measure of depth. And it's just like
Can I hop in for 1 second? I just want to say I get what you're, and this is what I was going to say earlier. In the opening, I said, I did the research, and there was one way I could come at it with stats and all that, but I wanted to come at it with a more common sense point of view, an everyday person speaking point of view, because you're right. There's so many different places that foreign aid goes for us to sit here on this little channel, not this little channel, I'm sorry, this little bit of time that we have on this channel and break it all down. I mean, it would take forever for you got all of us in here to break down all the different points. I mean, how many of you, when doing the research for this, saw the Forbes article on the foreign aid spending?
Which one?
Forbes.
I did.
It was from August 4th, 2021. New report: nearly $300 billion in foreign aid spent by U.S. government.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
I could tell you a little bit about like our multilateral trade agreements. Like China has like over like 40, I would say, and then America's involved in 16, and China's getting more involved in programs like BRICS, like which basically it's Brazil, Russia, India, Chile, and then like South America or something. And so basically, like it's more involved in these like trade agreements, which allows for it to build more multilateral, but also be able to like slowly influence them more toward Belt and Road initiatives. And the problem comes, the American isolationist perspective doesn't really work, is because we basically pulled out all of these agreements and we've shot ourselves foot after foot after foot. So I would recommend is we get more involved in the UN again. We get more involved in things like NATO and NAFTA. So I don't know specifically about NATO, but I would say is like the problem comes with NAFTA that like we arranged it after Trump is it basically kind of fucked our entire relationship. And like Brazil is kind of one of the largest trading partners with China. So if we can kind of influence towards Brazil a little bit, we can kind of like effectively curtail some of China's influence.
I agree with you on that. My thing is this: if we're going to read this article, I'll just read this one small part really quick, because I had said something earlier about our children's education. Recently, the U.S. Agency for International Development funded $10.1 million for remedial reading programs in Zambia and Moldavia. Taxpayers in Baltimore City public schools might argue that their district should receive federal aid before any foreign aid or foreign country. They have a point. Fox Baltimore recently discovered a junior that passed 3 classes in 4 years and ranked near the top half of his high school class with a 0.13 GPA. My point is, I'm not saying that we shouldn't help kids in foreign countries, and I know everybody wants to say that the whole America first thing is isolationist. I don't believe in that. When I say America first, I don't mean America only. I mean, we've got to strengthen ourselves. If we're going to continue to be a world power, we have to focus more on ourselves, building the children that are our future. But yes, still helping out in other countries that need the help, that need the aid. We definitely don't want China taking that control and that power away. I mean, they're doing it through the most deceptive ways possible. And I don't understand why some countries, if I'm an idiot sitting in the mountains in Pennsylvania, the Pocono Mountains, and I know the deceptive actions of China, why these other world leaders don't know, like, okay, well, they're offering us money. Yeah, we should take that deal. They're going to be honest with us.
I do want to.
Ooh, guys, sorry, quickly, Danabo, let me know that because both hosts are not in their chairs right now.
Are you the host now?
What the fuck is anarchy reign, bro?
I did not volunteer for this.
Free association. We all collaborate together to make sure everybody has equal spots.
Wordy, you just got your anarchy.
Shit out of here, bro.
No, what I'm saying is that it's closing statements, and this is from Danabo. Okay. So I know. I didn't listen. I didn't want me to be the host either. So,
Wordy, here's your chance.
We're all on the same page. So, Wordy, since you're talking, we'll have you respond, and then let's have you go into your opening statement, and then we'll move on. And the next topic that I just got is really fun, and I'm really excited about it. So Wordy, go for it. All you.
Yeah. Anarchy is order. But basically, what it comes down to, the argument here, Preacher, is that I don't think we need to shift necessarily the amount of attention we're focusing on either issue. I think we need to be more effective with both of them. And so what I would propose is kind of like this different policy approach where we can see the problem comes is if you look from an outside perspective, the US is pretty well deceptive too. We're not saints here. But I would say is we can learn a little bit from China in the relationship is the kind of policies they employ, not the way that they kind of drive you debt traps through like their own investment policies. I would say is if we're going to employ more multilateral trade agreements, like I've been saying this again and again and again, it's because we are kind of removing ourselves, and ultimately we have a bad relationship with, or kind of like a public appearance with a lot of the countries right now. So I would say is more communication, more relationships, more trade agreements, kind of less like fucking just like the unilateral shit of the past, more multilateral, because therefore we can kind of influence them, but also allow them more autonomy, which benefits our economy in the end. And that's the argument I would make, is not just shifting focus, but more cooperation.
Great. Thank you, Wordy. The next closing statement is going to be Hans of Harkir.
Thanks, everyone. I had some fun today. It was a great conversation. Okay, that's a lie. This was fun. I enjoyed the memes. I enjoyed the creams. This was a banger. If you want to have an actual foreign policy conversation after this panel's over, I think I'm going to have a nice chat with TotallyMundane, who was patiently molding. So anyone, I appreciate your time. If you want to talk more about more foreign policy, just please don't listen to the conversation this panel as any basis for what happened. Not impugning anyone in particular, but like it was like virtually almost entirely unproductive. So yeah, awesome.
Thanks, Hans. Next up, we'll go to OLake.
Yeah, so I think one of the big problems, or at least what I see, at least from some of the less molding conservatives, seems to come around the idea that money is some sort of finite resource, that you have to spend the money here, and if you spend it here, you can't spend it somewhere else. The truth is that federal budgets are not built like that. A federal budget is not a wallet in which it is finite. There's a lot more that needs to be added. There's a lot more that needs to be understood there. So the idea that we would say, okay, well, if we do the foreign aid, we can't do homelessness, we can't do the other stuff, it really just belies a larger lie that we've seen in the way that we look at our economic system. And I'd argue it's something that's been pushed by neocons for a long, long time now, which is the idea that you can't do social programs because if you do that, then you can't do the other stuff. And we're not going to raise taxes. We're not going to try to deal with those systemic issues through tax raising. So therefore, we can't do anything. We just must keep continually cutting everything that seems to be working. I think it's been shown very easily or very well here that there is good foreign aid. So the idea of cutting foreign aid or the systemic cuts or whatever, that can be good. Sure, we can look into that. But it just seems, once again, we're not dealing with the real issue of how our federal budgets work, i.e. the big monsters that are bloating it. And we're just looking to cut these little things on the edges. It's like you have this large, again, I'm going to use the watermelon example. You could do that. You could try to get the juice from that, or you can keep trying to squeeze it from rocks. And it's just not going to, I'm just going to tell you, it probably seems like a much better idea to look at something else. Right? Look at the watermelon. Eat it. Enjoy it.
All right, and Geek is back. So my coup as host has officially come to an end. Geek, welcome back. We're
Anarchy
in
may
closing
die,
statements.
but it will.
The next one person who would be, also a reminder that we have another fun topic right after this. So you guys, it's going to be so fun and controversial, but mostly fun. The next closing statement should be North Countryman, everyone's favorite adjunct professor.
Ooh. So this was about an hour and a half of really just reiterating the thing I said in my opening, that it's perfectly fine for the U.S. to maintain its status as a global hegemon, because when we do that, it promotes liberal democracy and capitalism abroad. And to use the Twitch parlance, that is a poggers. I think that's the word. I don't know. I don't really care.
Nice.
I'm a boomer. But anyways, are we perfect at doing this? Absolutely not. When I was teaching, every time I explained a concept, I would say, remember that any of these concepts, you really need to think of a perfectly spherical politician in a vacuum, to use a physics argument. It's not going to be perfect. There are going to be other things that factor in. I don't necessarily agree with the fact. I definitely don't agree with the fact that we've supported authoritarian governments during the Cold War. That was a mistake. I don't think it's a good idea. I seriously question our continued support, financial support of Saudi Arabia as long as they don't, when they don't grant rights to women. We have this mighty carrot, in terms of the carrot and the stick analogy. And it's pretty useful considering the size of the United States. And we should not be afraid to use it. We should really only be using the stick, aka the hard power, when there's a major atrocity being committed. The 10th Mountain Division could have stopped the Rwandan genocide, for example. We could have, but we chose not to do that. Soft power, that's good in the long run. Trade deals, good in the long run. Foreign aid, good in the long run. These are all good things. We need to continue using them. So if you're going to take anything from this topic, watch my opening and closing statements, and I think you'll probably have the whole thing. The rest of it's just that's the filler arc of the anime.
All right.
And with that, I close.
Who already went, real quick?
Everyone below the top layer has gone. So me, Preacher, and Mundane have not gone.
All right.
And CTV, I guess technically, but he is just a chair right now.
Okay. I'm going to throw it to Mundane.
So, just to kind of end on this topic, I have had a really hard time. There's so much nuance that has been missed in a conversation like this, and I want to give credit to Maddie for bringing up the massive amount of other investment that goes along with U.S. foreign aid, right? Like you are correct. There's not just Afghanistan. It's literally hundreds of countries, right? And I never get to get to the argument about why foreign aid is something that benefits America, right? But realistically speaking, it is something that benefits America, right? It benefits many industries within our country. It benefits people within our country. It benefits our military. It benefits our relations with other countries. There is so much that it does benefit that we would absolutely lose out on to other countries, right? Like there are conservatives out there today who are just vehemently anti-China, but won't support any sort of actual foreign policy that is against Chinese influence. So realistically speaking, foreign aid is great. It's amazing. We should support it always. And that's about all I got.
All right, I'm going to throw it to Preacher.
Yeah, I'll just reiterate that, some foreign aid is good. How much and where it's going, to me, needs to be questioned. I wish we did have more time to actually go over, point by point where it goes, but obviously we don't have that time. I will say that when they said, have some drinks before the debate, it will be fun. They weren't lying. I had a friggin' fun time with this, man. Thank you. That's why I'm drinking coffee. I'm good.
All right. I'm going to throw it to CTV.
All right, so I took my mic off for the last 20 minutes because it was obvious to me that me bothering to fucking speak was going to cause a whole bunch of triggering reactions by every fucking lefty on the fucking panel, except for Maddie, right? So Maddie, appreciate the chillness over there. Totally mundane Hans, like I couldn't speak without just being overtalked. It was fucking ridiculous. So from there, if there are countries out there that require foreign aid, then I suggest that they start being a little bit more accountable to the very ideals in which it's being given on behalf of, right? if they're not going to be actually trying to implement the ideas of freedom and democracy and those types of things that we hold dear here, then why the fuck are we bothering? That's kind of where I'm at with it. Otherwise, that money needs to be going to Americans, period. Right? And if you're not down with that, then all you're really doing is going against what our founding fathers warned us against, which is what? Fucking entangling alliances, right? And since entangling alliances are definitely how you end up in a fucking 20-year war where the Taliban ends up overrunning the country that you've been the one defending for the last 20 years because the people don't want to fucking defend it themselves, I don't know how you end up thinking that you have some kind of justification against that other than a bunch of platitudes and bullshit in which you would just say, well, I wish they would have been able to do it, but they couldn't do it. We knew they couldn't do it. We should have just stayed over there. Give me a fucking break, you bunch of fucking die-hard fucking Crimea River fucking liberals. I don't know what to fucking tell you. If they fucking wanted their liberty, they would have fucking fought for it, right? That's just it. If they wanted it, they would have fought for it. You can cry me a fucking river all you fucking want, but that's the reality at the end of the day. And you know how I can say this? Because the French wanted their fucking freedom, and you know what? They set up guillotines to make sure it was set up the right way moving fucking forward. So, you know what? Ain't nobody got a fucking thing to say against that. And with that being said, I am critically thinking veteran, the alpha wolf of the wolf pack. Here on
CTV,
Twitch.
would you like to have a
why
conversation?
are you speaking during the outro? Shut the fuck up.
I would
Shut
like to
up.
ask.
Shut the fuck up. I
You
don't
wanna
hear a
talk
fucking
sometime?
No, I don't want to hear a fucking question from you. Shut up.
This is our true
Now.
statement. So yeah.
Now. So from there, I am critically thinking veteran, the alpha wolf of the wolf pack here in Twitch politics, right? What we try to do is to root out the toxicity of the interrupting type behavior like you've seen from TotallyMundane tonight. And on behalf of the booze that HanzOfHarkir is typically drank already, typically he's not so interruptive. He's definitely animated to be sure, but not as interruptive. So with that being said, it's been a pleasure speaking with everybody tonight. And yeah, Mr. Geek, go ahead.
Hi, did I already talk?
Who?
I haven't given my closing statement yet. I'm the only one.
Yeah, I know. Who didn't go so far?
Did I already go? I can't remember.
Yeah, you were the first one.
Okay.
I had you go first. I'm the only
All right.
one that hasn't gone.
All right, Maddie, go ahead.
So yeah, friendly reminder that there is another fun topic after this, and it is a great time, and it is a question that has plagued generations. I don't know if I can play it up enough, but it's a big fucking deal. It's a BFD. So over the conversation of foreign aid, again, I know I got a little spicy. This is what happens when I just drink whiskey. Get real opinionated, get real loud about those opinions, and here we are. So yeah, I think actually a lot of really interesting points were brought up. I know, like, overall, a lot of that may have gotten lost in the mix of craziness, but like, Hans, I thought you made a lot of fantastic points, especially about policy and other things. OLake, my chat will know I've been standing you this whole time. I hope to see you on more panels. It's great, not just because I'm a lefty stan, but like also because I'm a lefty stan. And Mundane, I also thought you were like very grounded in your arguments, and even when we were talking about Afghanistan, which I thought was a little off course, I thought you were at least grounded in the way that you were presenting those arguments. So I thought that was great. North Countryman, you know I stan you all the time. And like, I wish you were my adjunct professor. Preacher, same thing. Like, I don't know. I think a lot of our conversation was good. I think we touched on a little bit about like what parts of foreign aid are good. Wordy, I also stan you because anarchy and socialism are base as fuck. But you know, I think, you know, going forward, when we talk about foreign aid or any sort of policy, I maybe it's because of the whiskey. I didn't do a good job of like grounding it in, well, what's our objective? and having the conversation be through the lens of what is our overall goal with foreign aid, and then is the way we are allocating foreign aid working to achieve that goal. And then if it isn't, or if it's not doing so efficiently, what can we adjust, or what's a better way for us to go about doing that? Because it does have value. It does help us build our power as a global influence, both economically, socially, politically, etc. So maybe my biggest takeaway from this entire conversation is, like, going forward, I want to better frame my arguments around desired outcomes, and whether or not what we are doing is resulting in the desired outcome that we have for that policy. And I'm mad at myself for not starting with that in the first place. But I am really excited for the next topic, because I know there are a lot of very strong opinions about it. So I'll let Geek
I'll say I'm sad.
introduce
My opinions weren't good.
All right. First of all, I have to say that everything that went wrong in this panel is entirely 100% Danabo's fault. I need to make that 100% clear. And this is why you should support him at twitch.tv/Danabo.
Why am I not surprised that there's a Frenchman blaming an Englishman right now? I'm
Yeah, I
just
thought
saying.
the French were based.
That's why.
Isn't he Australian?
No, Danabo is English. All right, let's get that shit right from the start.
No,
and
Danabo is from Arkansas. That's it. But then,
Hi,
he's
Arkansas,
not from
right
Arkansas. He's not from Arkansas. He's from England.
I've been to Arkansas. Arkansas is great. It had really good mountain biking trails. But anyway,
Okay, first off, you don't live there.
I
ever.
personally thought that was a Jersey
I
accent.
did not. I have not lived there. That is fair. It's
All
very
right,
different
but-
when you're just there for a weekend.
with that being said, I just want to say, so yeah, big thank you to Danabo for putting this panel together, for inviting everyone and doing amazing work behind the scene. So yeah, twitch.tv/Danabo or shellshockcbd.com, code Danabo, and you get 10% off your order. And also, go follow our wonderful panelists. Like all of them. A follow doesn't cost anything and it helps a lot. Go hang out in their chat. Tell them if you think they're based. Tell them if you disagree with them, you know. Engage.
I want you to call me a dumbass.
All right, CTV, what are your thoughts
You're
on
only
the...
welcome if you agree with me. I just want an echo chamber.
All right,
of,
so, like-
praise.
So, like,
CTV,
look,
I'll
what
be
are
in
your
the
thoughts
chat.
so far on the panel and everything?
Oh my god, I'm about
Sorry,
to,
TTV. Hi, I love you. Sorry.
yeah, I'm about to start muting motherfuckers instead of just taking my headset off and walking away. If y'all thought that I didn't have that ability, no, moving forward from here, I definitely have the ability as the co-host of the fucking show, right? So, rather than giving y'all all your own fucking circle jerk, I'll just start muting motherfuckers myself. Now, that being said, it's abundantly clear to me that a hot dog is not, in fact, a sandwich, right?
We haven't
And here's-
announced the topic yet.
Oh, wait. I thought we just announced that.
I told you
Well,
it's a
then-
contentious topic.
What?
I told you.
All right.
Look, then
Wow.
why the fuck were you handing it back to me? I'm so
I'm
fucking
handing it back
confused.
to you to know what you think about the panel so far. I made it abundantly clear. What are you
Jesus,
doing?
look.
You're spoiling the show.
You know what? Geek?
Hot dogs
Look,
are tacos.
just because you can't look, you see how far I
Who
am
said
into this
that?
fucking jar?
Who is wrong? Who
This
is
jar
wrong?
was full
I
when
am,
I started the
motherfucker.
fucking show.
You're
All right.
wrong.
Listen,
Wrong.
I'm a
Hot
sandwich.
dogs are
Or
not
tacos.
tacos.
We're
That's
jumping-
I am a
complete
sandwich.
bullshit.
we're
All right, so
jumping.
I'm leading it off. All right, here we go.
All right. First of
Oh,
all,
kitty.
all right, we're going to jump into the next topic, which is a hard conversation. A topic that has divided humanity since the dawn of time. Is hot dog a sandwich? And we're going to do no introduction statement. We're jumping right into it. Let's go.
Hot dogs are tacos because you think about the grain and
No,
the meat
you're
in the
wrong.
middle, and
You're
you
wrong.
can add
You're
relish
wrong.
on top of
You're
it, so
wrong.
you're adding
Whoever
the
is-
grain,
no,
and
I'm
you're adding
sorry,
the meat, and
Wordy,
then you're adding
Wait,
the
wait, wait,
vegetables.
one
at a
That's the
time.
definition
Wordy.
of a taco.
You are absolutely wrong.
Wait, you keep grandstanding, but you haven't asserted anything yet. I've asserted an exact opinion. I have
Hot
demonstrated
dog
the opinion.
is a sandwich.
A sandwich is
They're
a piece of meat
it's
with
absolutely
no,
a
no,
sandwich.
It's two slices of bread.
No, it's not.
No, but it's
No.
one slice.
No,
It's one
it's
It's
slice.
not. It's
Okay.
not
But,
one
but
slice of
Subway
bread.
No,
sandwich
no.
also
It's not.
Subway
No,
does
I'm
not
sorry.
cut
How
their
many
bread all the
slices
way in
does it
half,
take to
but
make
it's
a
still a
fucking
sandwich.
hot
Hey,
dog?
you realize for
That's
a
a
sandwich
sub.
to exist, it has two
Two.
independent slices.
No.
It doesn't
Don't
have a
test me,
connecting
OLake.
piece
It
to it.
does.
No. If it has a connecting
That's
piece,
just
it's
wrong.
delving into
That's just
taco material.
wrong.
So a taco has three sides around the meat itself, and then the meat is in the middle with the vegetables on top. That is the definition of
So would you
No,
consider a
wait.
sub sandwich? Would you
Hold
consider a
on,
hoagie or a sub like from Subway?
Yeah, wait,
Is
there's
that a taco
ton-
also?
wait,
Well,
a
it would
sandwich
depend.
That
It
has
has
a
to have a- it
multi,
has to-
like, wait, if you take a large slice of bread, cut it down the middle, is that a fucking taco?
If you just completely separate the two halves, it is a
What
sandwich.
about a pita?
No,
What about a pita?
it's a
Is a
sandwich.
pita pocket
Italian
a taco?
Right?
hot dogs are in a pita.
Wait, pita, just like is like where the meat is surrounded by the bread
Where
on all
there's
sides.
just a meat, yeah. Where there's
Yeah,
only just
I
the
would
one
consider
meat.
that a
I'm gonna
burrito.
get
That's a
violent.
They just
burrito.
buried the meat.
That is a burrito.
All right. I want to
listen.
hear. I want to hear everyone's take. I know. All right, Preacher, go ahead. You raised
All right,
his
so
hand.
I work. My buddy has a concession business, and we hit all the different fairs and festivals in our areas. I've been doing this for over
Oh,
2
shit.
decades,
Oh, shit.
and I have never once had somebody walk up and say, "Hey, can I get a hot dog sandwich?" You want to know why? Because it's on a bun, not between bread. See my box of cigarettes here? Now watch. I open it. It doesn't mean it's 2 different boxes. It's still one box. It's a bun. It's not a sandwich. You need 2 slices
No.
of bread to make a sandwich. Yeah. Now, granted,
No.
growing up when we didn't have so much money, we used bread
It's
for it, but we still used
connected.
1 slice of bread. Yeah, it's one thing cut.
No,
and
just
stuff.
because. No,
Listen,
I'm sorry.
Listen,
No.
you take
It's
those, listen, you take that
connected.
bun, you open it up, and you stuff the meat right in there. I don't know how much
No,
more clear we could
that's
be about
not
that.
a fucking hot
Totally mundane.
dog.
What is the staple of the American diet? It's literally a sandwich. What do you see every single time? Sliced bread. They're each individually sliced and placed together. That is the
But
definition of a sandwich.
sliced bread
So
is
what you can do is introduce
differential.
No,
It's
if you-
literally split
totally.
apart.
If you want to introduce nuance, we can talk about how the spheres of taco and hot and sandwich interlap and overweave together. That is a better.
Okay, like you know, okay, like actual
Come on,
question. Like,
dude,
gang,
no,
gang,
no.
gang, you're completely missing this. Like,
Hans, you're healthy. You don't
okay.
eat hot dogs.
oh my
I'm
god.
actually, yeah, true.
Wait,
Facts.
wait.
Shut the
Hans.
fuck up, Hans. You don't.
Dude,
Got a hot
Hans,
dog.
go ahead.
Gang, the only reason
What are you,
I eat
gay?
like a fucking
Get out of
I
here.
eat like a fucking dumpster. All right, I'm just like 24 and I hit the gym like 12 hours a week. Like it's the only reason I look like
You
this. But,
prick.
like, but
I
but
hate
in
you where you
particular,
are.
like if we're talking about like say the connection between the like the bread slices or like the bread like component, I don't think that's an adequate like example because we have like sub sandwiches with connected bread. Like a meatball sub is a sandwich, and like the bread is not like cut apart. It does not happen.
Look,
It depends on the
So-
sandwich.
Look, there's not
No,
enough.
But wait. But the important
Hans.
part was that shut the fuck up and let me finish the point. Because Preacher used that to qualify that a hot dog wasn't a sandwich. I don't even care about whether it is or not. I like hot dogs regardless.
not.
But if
It
your
is.
qualification for why it isn't a sandwich is because the bread is connected. Literally, Subway only sells sandwiches if you can call like what they sell food. Those are sandwiches, and the bread is connected. So
But
there's
it's called
extra
Subway
bread.
because they sell subs, not sandwiches.
No.
Subs are sandwiches. If subs
True.
are sandwiches,
No, they're
nothing's
not.
a fucking
No,
sandwich.
they are not.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be honest. I am gonna side with Preach here. He is 100% correct.
You're dumb as shit.
Subs. No, you are dumb as shit. You fucking idiot. No,
Hey,
I'm sorry. You
hey.
are
Okay,
wrong.
okay.
Anybody who is simultaneously the smartest and the dumbest person here, it'd be
No,
me with the
no.
tacos.
Hans was good up until he said that subs aren't sandwiches. Okay,
Yeah, subs
I'm
aren't
sorry.
sandwiches.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Has a
No, they
Wikipedia
are not.
article. It's called a submarine sandwich, commonly known as a sub or a hoagie
Great,
in the
yes,
Mid-Atlantic. and
hot
Western.
take.
A
They
hero,
said
a
no.
hero,
They
a hero
created
in New
their
York
own
City,
form of
an Italian
sandwich.
sandwich in Maine, or a grinder in New
The reason why they had to throw an
is a
adjective in front of sandwich is because it's not normally a fucking sandwich.
No,
Wait,
it
totally.
is a sandwich.
Wait. What is a chair?
It's a fucking chair.
No, a chair, right? You can change the physicality, you can change the way it is structured.
No, you can't.
Wait, it is
Name
the same
a
thing.
fucking adjective that goes in front of chair right now.
A wooden chair.
No,
Reclining.
wrong.
A big
Because
chair.
it's
Fucking
still a
reclining
fucking
chair.
chair.
Hey, don't give me a
chair.
fucking
A
bullshit,
tall
totally
chair.
mundane. Reclining chair is a fucking chair. Thank you very
No,
much.
it's not. It's still a normal
Fucking yes,
fucking
it
chair.
is.
No, it's
You
not.
Motherfucking
sound
rocking
mad,
chair.
you fucking boomer.
Motherfucking rocking chair.
Okay,
Hey,
you know what? Why
What's
don't you
wrong
go
with you?
rocket?
There's a
Hold
lot
on.
of adjectives to
It's still
go
a
in front of
fucking
chair.
It's still a fucking chair.
wait.
It's
I
still
didn't
a
say it's
normal
not a fucking
fucking
chair.
Okay,
An
okay.
adjective
I'm
describes
sorry
what it
that
does.
your old
I'm
boomer
sorry that you
ass
don't know the
is
fucking
in
language
labor
well enough to be able to describe those things. But that's the reality of the situation.
Whoa. Jesus. Holy crap.
No, this is a very
Alright.
serious topic.
Shut up, geek! This
Wait,
is
this is
fucking
extremely
important.
serious.
Can someone fucking explain to me
No,
at what
okay.
point a
I
sub
wanna
is not
point
a
out
sandwich? It is
That
always a
I
sandwich.
personally,
it is a list of top 10 sandwiches.
shut
It is
up,
a
Hans.
fucking
Excuse
Shut
me.
up, Hans.
I don't get-
Hans, shut up.
I'm the expert in this situation for two reasons.
Wait, I
Hold
didn't realize
on.
I was here
Hold
for
on,
I'm
hold
sorry.
on,
I
hold
want to
on.
actual
Have
I want to hear from Preacher and after that Maddie. This is
I'm the
serious
expert
damage.
on this for two reasons. One, I'm a fat guy and I love freaking food. Two, I sell thousands of hot dogs throughout the summer. And if someone ever came up to me and said, "Hey, can I get a hot dog sandwich?" You're going to get a hot dog. I'm going to cut it in half lengthwise, and then I'm going to butterfly both halves, and I'm going to put it between two pieces of freaking bread because that's what a sandwich is. A hot dog on a bun, not a sandwich. Plain and simple. I'm the expert. I've spoken. We can move on to another
Wait,
subject
I
now.
didn't
All
realize
right,
there was
Maddie.
in-poll politics on hot dogs.
Maddie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, my position on this obviously very hotly contested question is that a hot dog is absolutely a sandwich. Granted,
I'm trying to be your friend here.
it is a bullshit sandwich because you could get so many better sandwiches if you valued good things, but it is a sandwich. And here's why. It's because there is still the presence of two pieces of bread over and under the real meat of the sandwich. It does not matter if those pieces of bread are slightly connected because there are so many sandwiches that are still deemed sandwiches that have that connection, like a Subway sandwich, or what it's called, a submarine sandwich, where you cut into the bread. You don't necessarily cut through the bread to create two separate pieces of bread, but the meat and the main part of the sandwich goes into that middle section, but you still have that top and bottom of bread. Or in this case, we can call it whatever we want. So if it's bread, it could be just some sort of grain
All
or
right.
bread type
Well,
substance. But I would
wait.
say it
OLake.
is a sandwich, but you are doing yourself a disservice if that is the type of sandwich you order, because there are so many better sandwiches out there.
OLake, we're at the end of.
And that's my answer.
Okay, so the first thing that I would say is that
Finally.
under this premise, though, the connectedness of the bread, couldn't we then technically say that potentially a pizza is a sandwich? Because it's also a breaded material, so therefore you could just
What
close it and
bread
then-
part is on top? I'm confused.
just like this. It's
No, that
all-
would be a calzone. So
That's a
No, no,
calzone.
because
No,
it's not
no,
closed.
no,
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 he's
no,
he's
no.
holding a
Here's-
slice of pizza.
Here's the most important question of the
I'm
night.
holding the
Is a
pizza like this.
quesadilla a sandwich? You have the
You
meat
have
in the
made
middle,
it.
and you
You
have
have
two pieces of
transformed it.
grain on top of each other, and they're cooked like a panini. So, a quesadilla is a sandwich.
The sausage is what makes the hot dog its own entity. I think that's what we're coming to. It's the sausage part, right? I think that's where I feel like it's this full sausage too, because nobody eats a hot dog with cut sausage. Therefore, it makes this.
We're
Is that
losing
it?
you.
Did I win?
Oh, no.
You cut the fuck out.
No, I
man.
won. I won.
I'll
I
give
won.
one
It's
more
a-
disqualifier.
All right. Well, you go ahead.
Who likes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Oh, I fucking listen. I will kill for yes.
Yeah, would you do
I'm
that
killing
without
you
bread?
for a PBJ right now.
Just
Yes.
peanut butter and
Yeah, just put
jelly.
peanut butter and jelly in
I
your
would
hand.
still listen. I would
Yes.
still love it, but it wouldn't have that same je ne sais quoi.
Right, you can eat the hot dog without the bread.
But that's not a sandwich. That's just like a bummer.
This is what I'm saying. You're right. It's
True,
not a
true.
sandwich.
Yeah, I can eat the hot dog without the bread, but then he's just like mad at me because I can't eat it all.
True.
All right, North
Hey.
Countryman, go ahead.
Hey, watch this. I'm going to do a magic trick. I'm going to end the debate. So, but first thing, just as a point of order, earlier someone brought up submarine sandwiches. Be careful about bringing up anything where the word submarine is involved in its
Yeah, you don't wanna piss off
zeitgeist or
the French.
existed. Don't fucking interrupt me!
Am I wrong?
If submarine's involved in its zeitgeist in any way, shape, or form, then you can just kind of dismiss it entirely. You know, it's as established, submarines are useless in every way, shape, and form. Now, as to hot dog and sandwich, from the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council, yes, that's a real thing. And this is quoting, limiting the hot dog's significance by saying it is just a sandwich category is like calling the Dalai Lama just a guy. Perhaps at one time, its importance could be limited by forcing it into a larger sandwich category. No disrespects to Rubens and others. But that
Oh, I
time
love a
has
Reuben.
passed. They are pretty good. The National Hot Dog and Sausage Council President and Queen of Ween, Janet Riley, we therefore choose to take a cue from the great performer and declare our namesake be a hot dog formerly known as sandwich, end quote. Everything I just read was 100% a quote from the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council, by the way.
I'm sorry,
Every
have they been
single
peer
word.
reviewed?
First
Liberal
of all,
Have they
I
been
would
peer
like
reviewed?
to.
Liberal deep state narratives.
Wait, have they
First
been
of
peer
all, I
reviewed?
would like to
I need-
amend. I would like to amend my answer to the first topic. What I would like to be when I grow up is someone who is chair of the hot dog council.
Okay,
This is,
wait.
I feel like, the best use of my talent.
Well, you would have to stop calling it a sandwich first.
Well, I'd have
No.
to
I
ask.
would tell
though.
you what's a sandwich.
No, the problem comes with this council is it hasn't been demonstrated to be peer reviewed in its statistical data. So if you are going to rely on it as a means of expertise,
You haven't demonstrated that. I haven't demonstrated that, Woody.
huh?
You haven't demonstrated that. I haven't demonstrated that.
No. I can't prove a negative. He has to prove positively that they've
You
done
haven't
a
proved that, I
study
haven't
on
demonstrated that. You haven't proved that. I haven't demonstrated that. You haven't demonstrated that. I haven't demonstrated that.
Hans. You're drunk. Okay.
Literally no one.
No, it's not
understands
Hans,
you.
it's us.
Okay. Basically,
It's a meme from like infrared. Like
Yeah.
Okay, North Countryman, can you show me the study where they've done a analysis on the social concepts of sandwich and hot dogs and see what the ultimate statistical reliance is with a methodology with like a degree of confidence interval to 95%?
Yeah, I got one. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to know which way you
Got
guys think
him.
is the
I mean-
best way to cook a hot dog.
Just order a grilled cheese. That's
No,
my favorite
No,
sandwich.
just do a barbecue. Just get a fucking
Mm.
barbecue.
Pulled pork.
Oh,
Pulled
jinx.
pork, 1,000%.
Pulled
Yes.
pork is fire. Yes. Wait,
make
no,
a
true.
killer
This
pulled
is
pork.
actually the
My
best
dad-
reaction.
okay.
Yes.
I challenge
Yes.
you, preacher, to my dad
Ooh.
cooking pulled pork. He makes the best fucking pulled pork, okay, in the fucking world.
Pulled
Does
pork
he
is
bake
fire.
it? Does he oven roast it or
With
does
a
he
good
smoke it?
slaw.
He
with
smokes
a
it
No,
for
oven right.
6
no,
to
no,
8
no.
hours.
Oh, yeah,
no
it has
oven
to be
roasted.
smoked.
It
It has to be
on
smoked.
the fucking
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
He lets it sit the entire fucking day, and then he even
Oh,
does
yeah.
it sometimes the next
No,
day.
we need like 6-hour smoked
11.
pulled pork.
Go
That
for
shit
11
is
hours.
fire.
10 or
11 hours,
11.
dude.
11, 10.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
Dude, as long as you can fucking get it.
Yes, no, like that is the truth. If we want to ask our question, what is a sandwich? The real question should be, what is a sandwich worth eating? And the answer to that question is a pulled pork sandwich if the pulled pork has been slow smoked over a long time and where the sauce over it has been like beautifully balanced. Oh my god, that is your answer.
Would-
It's like,
would you-
you
would
want to
you-
talk about what's a sandwich?
Hey,
Let me
Maddie.
tell you about a sandwich.
Maddie, would you like me to hurt you a little bit?
I would love. Please
I don't
hurt me,
like
Daddy.
barbecue sauce on my pulled pork.
What?
I put ketchup.
What?
No.
Ketchup?
Okay,
No.
I'm sorry.
done.
I think I precised at the beginning of the panel that do not do something TOS. So I don't know why you're doing like some hate speech right now, but like no.
No, that's hate speech.
Someone
putting
stop
ketchup on
him!
Yep.
a
I
fucking
could
pulled pork
call
sandwich,
Hans the
that's
F
hate
slur,
speech.
and
That's
the
a
pulled
crime.
pork is just
Yeah.
a crime against humanity.
That's a crime
No,
against
no,
all
what he
culinary
just did
art.
was a crime against humanity.
Maddie, I'm gonna
Ban
say
this
you
motherfucker.
were pretty accurate with that pulled pork sandwich, but one over top of it would be the smoked brisket. That I have to take over the pulled pork.
Oh, true.
Dude,
I'm supportive of
brisket
this.
with burnt ends. Burnt
yeah.
ends
Oh.
are literally the great. Like you do brisket sandwich with the burnt ends as your fries.
Ooh.
Best
Hey,
shit
Get,
you've ever
do
had
you-
in your life.
And with
Yeah,
that being
do you
said,
live in
This guy
France
knows.
or America?
Hmm?
Do you live in France or America?
France.
I live in America.
Okay,
where
I
the
was
best
asking Get,
goddamn
'cause I was about
barbecue
to say,
is.
I was about to say, you're missing out on the best thing in the fucking existence of the world, barbecue. Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh
well.
shit!
a
Wait, North
Frenchman will
Yeoman is
never
back as
agree
a
with this.
We've
leftist.
got a
Whoa,
we've
that's
got a
crazy.
representative from the Hot Dog Academy.
Wait,
Hey.
he looks like he's back as a leftist.
Okay.
Oh,
He looks so cute.
You know what?
And I think
I've got to
funny.
admit,
That was
so
good. That was good.
cute.
Totally mundane.
all right.
there's some charm
Thank
to
you.
that look.
Thank you.
I think-
I came up with that one on the fly.
I think with that being said, yeah, we're going to go into closing statement because we're way over time, and I think that everyone is starting to get tired. So, before doing so, I have 3 things that I want to say. As someone who lives in France, the country who invented food, like before that, everyone else was like eating rocks and dirt. So yeah,
Oh my goodness.
True.
one,
True.
hot dogs are sandwiches. 2, pizza are sandwiches. And 3, I'm going to throw it to Preacher for the opening of closing statement. And also, like, basically, like, since it's the last topic, give also a shout out, tell people where they can find you and everything.
Preacher 570 here on Twitch, Michael Parenti 1 or something like that on Twitter, but I just use my Twitter and my TikTok just to direct traffic to my Twitch. So Twitch is where you want to find me at Preacher 570. And you know, I feel bad for you guys like that you're all wrong if you're considering it a sandwich, but I don't hold it against you because, like I said, I'm the expert in this. I feel bad for you guys. You don't have the expertise I do, but you know, hot dogs could never be a sandwich. They stand on their own. Just they're beautiful on their own, and that's about it. Yeah, I feel bad for you guys. I do. I'm sorry.
All right. I'm going to throw it to CTV. How are you doing? You've been pretty quiet on this topic.
I know I've been pretty quiet. I'm doing very outstanding, as a matter of fact. But the reality situation is that hot dogs are not, in fact, a sandwich, right? They are hot dogs. They're not sandwiches. If they were meant to be sandwiches, it would be called something different than a hot dog, right? That's just the reality. So from there, you can find me at twitch.tv/critically thinking veteran. Like I said before, I facilitate the Wolfpack here on Twitch. Our main objective, right, is to facilitate a community of both left and right individuals that only care about respect whenever it comes to discussing the ideas of the day. I'm a little bit more animated on the panels because you got characters like TotallyMundane up there that feel like they got to interrupt at every single fucking point. But, you know, you get past that. So that's me. Happy to be here. And passing on the mic.
All right. I'm going to throw it to North Countryman. Since you
Unmute. There we go. So I'm going to go with the experts, the National Hot Dog and Council, Sausage and Council there, because if you look at me, I'm very clearly the kind of person who appreciates an expert opinion. And just as I don't really, you know, I'm a foodie, so whatever you call it, I'll enjoy it. As to this particular topic, the bigger question is a hot dog a sandwich? The bigger question, and I'm going to leave you all with this question to ponder as you sleep at night: are human beings soup? There's a thinker. Are we merely but food stuff? I am at twitch.tv/North Countryman. Usually I do more slightly academic stuff.
Are you
know, like
suggesting this
looking-
is an academic?
No, I am flat out saying it's not. It's fun though. More fun than my stuff. What was I saying? Anywho, that's where I do my stuff. I had a bit of burnout and some personal stuff happened like a month ago, so I took a month off, and now I'm trying to get back into streaming. So my schedule is a little wonky. But bottom line, I am the undisputed king of neoconservatives and the greatest Twitch politics hat wearer, undisputed. Has been proven.
All right. I'm going to free to TotallyMundane.
So, one, I just want to point out real quick. This guy is not the king of neoconservative politics. Not even close. I will absolutely roll the floor with this man. Two, if you want to have any argument, discussion, talk, whatever the fuck you want to call it, about being active on the world stage, I'm your man. I will absolutely roll any of you in a conversation. I love all of you. This was great. This was totally fun. A hot dog is not a fucking sandwich. Okay? If you think it is, you're fucking wrong. Okay? You're wrong. You're just wrong. Alright? I'm drunk. I'm sad. And I
Go
will
easy on him,
absolutely
Junior.
beat your ass on foreign policy. Alright?
We're all drunk and sad.
God bless. Wait, also, Maddie is awesome. Maddie, you are killing it. I want to do. Awesome. No, you guys are good. I'm outie, fight outie. All right, adios. Have a good time, everyone.
All right. I'm going to free to. I'm completely lost after this one. Who didn't go so far?
I don't think word is
All
fine.
right, Hans, go ahead.
Yeah. Way too.
Hey everybody, I had fun. I really don't appreciate making me think on topic 2. I was just here to drink and meme and cream, but that's totally okay. I had a lot of fun today. TotallyMundane, always based, always giving them reasonable takes. Always appreciate him. Preacher, nice to meet you. CTV, always a pleasure. Maddie, queen as always. Wordy, you're killing it. And OLake, we've never met, but you seem pretty cool, dude. So yeah, and Mr. Geek, obviously, thank you so much for having me. And yeah, overall, I had a blast. If you like my shit, you can follow me at HanzOfHarkir on Twitter. On Twitch. I post lifting videos and memes on my Twitter. My Twitter. Fuck, I can't even talk. I stream on the Twitch and I do the memes and lifting on the Twitter. And I host my own panels on Saturdays and Sundays. And I play Pokemon and Magic the Gathering. Also, I don't know if this is if I'm being recruited again. Did I fall out of favor? Am I no longer allowed? Because I've been on the Hippy Dippy twice. So I'm not quite sure of what my purpose is here.
Oh, I've been on Hippy Dippy.
Wait a minute. You think that just because you get in one time
that
you could just keep going? Is that what I heard?
No, I mean I would just if I could have, I would have conceded my space to another worthy lefty who wants to be recruited, who hasn't been on the actual the main thing yet. I think be efficient with our space.
Yeah, but the reality is there are no guaranteed spots. The only way, look, you have to keep trying out. That's how it works.
I've been on Hippy Dippy 4 or 5 times, so
yeah,
I understand.
Yeah.
Another spot for another lefty. Another spot. Also, CTV, bad look. Making a woman who's placed 3 times as successful at getting on the Hippy Dippy as me try again to through the recruit panel. I think that's something cancel everybody.
Wait. What makes you hold on? Here's the reality situation. What makes you think that she's actually trying again and more or less just adding flavor to the panel?
If you want to add flavor, that's fine. I just
yeah. So maybe put yourself in that category instead of the tryout category to begin with.
Okay, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, that's all on you, buddy. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not gonna tell you to try more people out. You know, a lot of people waiting.
Yeah. I'm going to throw it to Wadi.
All right. Yeah. Anarcho-communism. Cool. We all know that shit. If you ever want to come yell at me, call me a fucking dumb fuck, go ahead and come on my stream. I had fun. I will give a piece of advice here, CTV. You give what you get. So basically, like, you call TotallyMundane out. You did the same shit. So just a piece of advice there. But as a whole, yeah, I feel like getting the country more involved. Hot dogs or tacos, no one ever disputed me on that. They just said I was wrong, so I will stand corrected. And I did not see a study from the Hot Dog Council, so I like to rely on empiric academic evidence. You said you did, North Countryman. Obviously, you don't here, so I don't know.
Tacos create frozen hot dogs.
I am the hot dog.
Don't
council.
forget to tell where people can find you. Also. Well,
Yeah, I dropped the links in chat. Sorry.
Okay, perfect. All right. Who didn't go yet? OLake, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah. I just want to say thank you guys for having me on. Again, this was my first debate. Obviously, I had stream issues, so I couldn't stream. But I will get that resolved for the next time. Hopefully, if there's a next time, no promises or anything like that. Obviously, I'll have to work my way in. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate everyone else who joined. A lot of fun. Obviously, good to talk to people and get into this kind of space. If you guys like my stuff, I'm on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, same name, OLake TV. You can find me there. So I look forward to it, guys. I do a lot of leftist content. I do a lot of leftist reviews. I do play games. Just died in Hades. Still crying about that one, but maybe one day I'll get there. And we have a lot of fun here. So I want to appreciate it for everybody. In terms of all the sandwich stuff, I feel like I've had a lot of existential questions asked. I'm having a lot of trouble knowing what is a sandwich. I kind of feel like maybe all things are sandwiches when you think about it. And so I don't really have much more than that at this point. I mean, yeah, I give up.
Like if you haven't beaten Hades, I'll watch my stream sometime. I don't really do memes of beating it in a day just like to fuck with people. I'm not a good speedrunner, but I can show you the ropes.
So I got to Hades and then died at when he was at 20%, and I'm still molding. I'm actually still molding because of it.
No. Did you get to the first or second stage of it?
No, to the end. 20% left on Hades, the guy on the boss, the main boss.
No. I know,
All right.
but like 20%.
Oh wait, this day the next first stage.
You didn't even get to the second. All right, don't worry. Like,
are we human or are we sandwich?
All right. Who did? So yeah,
Are we all
OLake.
not just bread in the cosmic sandwich?
I'm just a piece of grain in the endless wheat fields.
Oh, I'm not sure if I'm a sandwich, but I know I'm a snack. So
Got him.
Good one.
Yeah, a snack with that hot dog.
All right. OLake. Yeah, tell people where they can find you and everything.
Who?
OLake.
OLake TV. I'll just say it again. OLake TV, guys, come, please. Please. I beg of thee. On my knees. On my knees, indeed. I'll just leave it at that.
All right. Did I forget anyone?
On bended knees.
No, I am.
Yes.
Maddie,
How do you
yes.
know?
Maddie, I'm
on my
sorry.
knees right now.
The lovely Maddie. Go ahead.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Hi. Yeah. No. That's. I think hot dogs are a sandwich, but they're a garbage sandwich. So love yourself. Do better by yourself. Like
Live your
do
truth.
Do better. Yeah. Like listen. I get if you're at like a baseball game and it's all about the whole like. It's about the atmosphere and you're like, I'm at like this boring, like I'm watching the most boring sport in the world. And so I'm going to eat the most like garbage sandwich in the world. And that's like what happens. I get it, but just like, don't fool yourself. It's a sandwich still. It's a sandwich. So yeah. Hi, I'm Maddycakes. You can find me on Twitch at Maddycakes_ as well as Twitter at Maddycakes _. I am on Twitter and Instagram as Madsmaru, spelled MADSMARU. It's my first panel back in a while. I am going to significantly limit the number of panels I'm going to be on, but I will still be streaming super fun content, like really good interviews and talks about current events and other things. Or you can see me get real toxic and tilted when I'm playing Wild Rift, League of Legends, because I don't play regular League of Legends. I play the mobile version because I can do that anywhere. So like, why the fuck wouldn't I? I can do that on my couch, you know, and that's like normally where I do it, or like on the toilet. Come on. So listen, like that's why I love that. Really appreciate it. Everyone was great. And I appreciate you guys getting me drunk on a Sunday afternoon. What a delight.
Yeah.
I feel like you're more heavyweight than most of the people here.
So again, thank you.
I
Go ahead.
cannot overstate how drunk I am right now.
Go beyond.
Barely holding it together.
All right.
I bet you're not more drunk than me.
CCV, I will fight you.
You know what? You know what? I would love to see that fight.
Get us
I am like a bee. I am like a bumblebee. I am tiny, but I will fucking sting. I will fucking sting, and it will hurt.
I hope you do. I hope
And
you
I will.
do.
And I.
Ah,
It'll
CTV,
sting
stop.
so good. It'll
Okay.
sting so good.
People don't
Okay.
realize me and CTV are birthday buddies. We have the same birthday, and like it's a bond between us that will never be destroyed.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
complaining
It's
about
like
it
a curse
earlier.
almost.
CTV, did you go already for your outro?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? The reality here is you can't have too much CTV, right? So Maddie is absolutely correct. She's pretty drunk, but I'm drunker, right? And this is how we know this because we are, in fact.
Is that what I said?
You said you were drunk.
But I said I would fight you if you were to claim that you were more drunk, and that stands.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
fight you.
So we can fight. We can fight, right? You'll still lose that one, but I am definitely down for
Yeah,
the
we'll
fight.
see.
I'm definitely
we'll see.
down.
We'll see.
Hans, have drunk debates one-on-one, see who gets drunker and see who the debate keeps going.
Anyway, so like the reality here is, folks, is that happy to be here Sunday on the Hippy Dippy. I'm glad that we were able to facilitate such a wonderful conversation between everybody but TotallyMundane, who decided that he was going to continuing to be interruptive. That's right. I'm calling you out, buddy. Calling you out. You know why? Because I don't like that hoodie. I need a different hoodie. I don't know what you're talking. It's just gray. It's just like you can't decide whether you're going to be on what side of politics. It's completely a centrist color. Like, what the fuck are you wearing, right? So that's just kind of where I'm at with it. Anyway, love everybody that was here except for that guy. And you know what? Anytime you're ready, buddy, I am so ready for you to be underneath this disc right now. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway,
All
that's it.
right.
Love everybody. CTV. I'm good.
All right. Maddie, are you going to stream for a while?
Yeah, I'm gonna stream.
All right, perfect. You get the right. Anyway,
Hooray!
thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. You have a wonderful Sunday, and yeah, I'm going to say goodbye to my chat and see you around.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good one, everybody.
Annyeong. See
Bye, bye,
ya.
bye.